Well, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to the good life. I do a little radio show from my backyard in the hills of Encino. I'm a lucky guy. In fact, I'd say luckier than most. I have lots of friends that I like to call stars. Hey, in fact, there's one now. You probably know Ryan Stiles, Drew Carey Show. Whose line is it anyway? Black Hawk Down?
I wasn't in Black Hawk Down, Matt. That wasn't me, okay? What are you doing here?
The gate was actually open. I thought I'd take a little jacuzzi-roo.
I got company coming over, okay? People that matter, okay? Get up, go.
Bubbles feel so good,
Look,
Ryan.
Matt, you know what? You gotta stop doing this, okay? I can't be coming home with the wife and kids and you're in my tub, okay? Just get out.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yes, he just passed out.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
Had to lighten him up loud. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. Had to lighten up. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon. Outlaw Radio.
Oh, yeah. Man, hell of a sunburn at a beautiful Memorial Day event at the Hollywood American Legion. The Legion that I've never, I thought I had never visited this joint before. And then it occurred to me, one of my buddies, like so many of my friends, dead. And he wasn't even old. He was one of the rare young guys. Celebrated his 50th birthday at the American Legion in Hollywood, and it was a great event. I forgot that was the joint. They rented out the entire place. And if you recall Tom Ulmer last week on the show, I sort of threw him under the bus for, he'd been talking about taking me there for about 4 years and never did.
So you guilted him into it. It's all right.
I guess, yeah. And he did. And it was a great Memorial Day event, man. It was
nice.
Yeah. Not a dry eye in the house with some of these speeches.
God bless our fallen
You
soldiers.
bet, man. And beautiful vets up there on stage. And the singing was ridiculously good by the two gals. You know, normally you're hitting those high notes on our American anthems is a tough putt, but man, just nailed it. So nicely done. I should have their names so I give them credit, but whatever. You know, that's why they're there. They're they're probably new recruits, Southern California from the Midwest. Want to become a star.
Of course.
And so they were talked into this. Well, you know, it's in Hollywood, and it's right there on Highland.
Right next to the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, it's right next, and it's right next to the Magic Castle. In between the Hollywood Bowl and the Magic Castle, there will be a lot of mucky mucks. And as I counted, I was the only muckety muck. If that tells you on the scale of things.
By the way, they do make it sound glamorous, the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, of course.
During the day, go in there. It's a ghost park. There's nothing going on in there.
Yeah. Well, unless there's a performance, what do you expect?
I don't know.
Yeah, bums and hookers.
Well, yeah. There's probably encampments inside that place now.
May I recommend that if you are not already an American Legion member, it would be a good thing to do. And I think it's only a couple $100 to join, and it's like $20 a month. And if you're a drinker, not that any of us, including Tattooed Dave, my brother Marty, are drinkers on this show, but if indeed you were, you're going to save that money by paying $4 to $5 for a cocktail that would cost you $15 to $20 anywhere else.
And a strong cocktail.
Oh, yes. They know how to serve them at the old American Legion.
And when you sign up for that, go ahead and sign up for Outlaw Radio. I mean, why not,
Well, you could punch that like button and subscribe to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, formerly Twitter. But the Sons of the American Legion is a way to join if you had not officially served our country. If your parent or two served our country, then that gives you the entree to become an American Legion member.
And they don't have to serve it, because our father...
He served our country.
Yes.
Period. End of story. And if indeed one of your parental units did such a thing, may I recommend becoming an American Legion member. But our friends in What's Up, Beth and Tony, we never really talked about their service, but I bet someone, if they did not serve officially, I'm certain someone in their family did.
Yeah.
So, Beth and Tony, I think it's time you became an American Legion member in the beautiful state of Wisconsin.
Or just be in a big, badass biker gang, and I think they just let you in.
Oh, by the way, a lot of those American Legion dudes are they're in bikers. They are big time bikers.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite guys there, man, were biker dudes.
Best kind.
Sons of the American Legion.
I think Steve Abbott or somebody in his family served, I'm sure. I think maybe his dad.
I think he talked
he's
about
constantly
that.
on the warships. He tours and goes to the warships, so I know he's somebody in his family's military.
See, our buddy Steve Abbott from Wisconsin, a true patriot, and if Steve is not a son of the American Legion, it's about time you joined, my friend.
Is he doing a dive bar for us today or not today?
The rumor is yes. So we'll see. I mean, that's the rumor.
Cool.
But I was given a tour by the general manager of the, what do they call it on the Flintstones? They wear the big hats.
Yeah.
And, the Grand Poobah.
Yeah, but so the Grand Poobah of the American Legion gave me a tour, including a tour of the museum upstairs, which was under lock and key, so we had to open this thing.
Oh.
It was enlightening.
Did you take anything?
I thought about it.
I mean,
to that point, he pointed out Marilyn Monroe's chair that is still sitting there. She was a member of the American Legion.
Wow.
Marilyn Monroe's chair. So as I'm looking at it, and I had a couple Bloody Marys by this point before the tour, I said, do you mind if you turn your backs, because I want to,
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Sniff her out.
Well, see that. Tattoo Dave has to make it dirty.
Well, I was going to say it, but I didn't. You know what, Dave? That's where I used to go. Now I don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got it.
Listen. Now here, this is sort of this was odd, and I don't mean this in any way except I have not come to a conclusion. We're going up and down the stairs. Well, up the stairs, sitting on sort of a bench, and this is in the beautiful American Legion in Hollywood, sitting on the stairs is this sort of gaudy dressed blonde gal. Not unattractive. You can't really pigeonhole her age. I couldn't. It was just, and so I pointed her out and I said, hey, good morning. And she said good morning back. Mark C.G. Boyer, who was there with me, and Dennis from the American Legion, the Grand Poobah, they did not acknowledge this gal sitting there. Now, follow me on this. So now, brought up to the museum, looking around, looking at Marilyn. I'm sort of getting tingly talking about this.
Yeah.
And checking out Marilyn Monroe's chair. I want to strap it to the car and take it back here with me.
Did you sit on it?
No, I couldn't do that because I don't want to soil the scent.
You just licked it a couple times.
But so now on the way down the stairs, in a totally different place on the stairs, but another bench, the same gal looked to me as though she was dressed differently.
I'm getting chills. Right
I said, good morning. She said, good morning.
Huh.
Still no acknowledgement, because I had to think about this the next day. Still no acknowledgement from Mark or the Grand Poobah
Right.
Dennis of the American Legion. I did ask them on the way down, was that an apparition? And they sort of laughed. They said, well, no, that was no apparition. But meaning that they didn't.
Meaning there was nothing there. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you,
seeing ghosts.
It's just crazy as hell.
I
It just
do
gave me
not
chills,
believe
too.
in ghosts, but I
do.
couldn't understand why this gal was sitting in by herself, no one else around, why she is sitting there in two different places and doing nothing. I didn't understand it.
You know what? You might not believe
and dressed differently.
No, and dressed differently.
That's interesting.
You might not believe in ghosts, but I'm telling you, the spirits,
I never have.
But the spirits are. I'll tell you.
I never have.
But that's a good one, man.
And you're talking about a lover of Virginia City, Nevada, that 1876 town up above Dayton, Nevada, in beautiful northern Nevada. You know, it's supposed to be haunted. All these, some of these TV shows, are they still doing this?
That's what I'm saying. Your story right there, you could.
The Ghostmeisters or whatever the hell they go.
I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
I do,
but
I do,
they've been all over because of Virginia City, Nevada. You know, they say that's the most haunted town. Well, I never saw an apparition there. I mean,
go to the Wasso.
Even after about 10 bourbon and cokes, I never saw an apparition.
Yeah.
The closest thing to an apparition was my Uncle Dick not behaving himself.
I miss the old Uncle Dick when he used to get feisty and crazy. And
I don't miss that. No. Because, he's been locked up way too many times in Northern Nevada. And how many times have the bartenders said, out? That was Uncle Dick. Not anymore. Now it's me. Now it's me, the big loudmouth. But God love you, you female apparition, whoever the hell you are.
Wow. Weird, man.
And one of the other the superlatives is American Legion, minding my own business. We show up there on time before the ceremony begins. And Tom Omer, the great Tom Omer from, what's that movie?
Airplane.
No, that's not the...
Nefarious.
Nefarious. Yeah. For some reason, the only one that remembers the title of that movie is always Tattoo Dave. And it's a great movie. And I recommend it highly, but Nefarious. Tom Omer, who greeted us, brought us in, and brought me to this beautiful Art Deco bar. And on the bar is a make-your-own Bloody Mary.
Oh,
yeah. It had every bit of accoutrement, and they threw in a slab of bacon in your drink, and then you fix it up any way you want.
So you walked in, you said, I just hit first prize.
Oh, you bet, man. I think this is heaven. On a Monday, Memorial Day, Bloody Marys at 2 in the afternoon, sign me up, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful thing to do. And
you think Mark saw the apparition? I was just thinking, because he's...
Well, I was planning on Mark C.G. Boyer being here today. I was going to ask him about it, but now he's got, oh, my God, I'm dying of pneumonia.
Well,
that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got everything.
Yeah, I mean, he may not make it through the day, but still, aren't we tired of hearing about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, one way or the other. Pull the plug or get better. I mean, or find a doctor that can fix you.
Oh,
yeah, he actually told me, when I spoke to him, I said, are you going to see the doctor? He goes, the doctors just won't treat me.
No, they don't. Well,
I wouldn't treat him.
I think, no, they don't. Well, they don't want to get near any part of his body parts.
Can you imagine you took a pen and just popped that belly? I mean, he explodes like the girl from
when I first met him, he was never a small guy, but boy, that thing is enlarged. And as my buddy, the late comedian Kip Adada used to say, the minute the belly gets beyond the point where the person can't look down and see their feet.
Right, I remember him saying that.
They're in danger of dying.
Yeah.
That was, and look who kicked it, Kip Adada.
And he was a skinny guy.
He was a skinny guy with a big mouth. Yeah, and so they had some pulled pork in the other room, so they had food and all that. And Tom sort of guilted me into eating because, I'm into the second Bloody Mary. Who needs food, especially with all the pickled onions and the pickles bacon, and all the stuff. Oh,
celery,
But so I felt like, okay, I'll do this. And there was some pulled pork up there. And so I came back with a pulled pork and tried it. And Tom said, how was it? And I said, good. I bring this up because it's nonstop with this vestige of honesty that I spout out every week on this show. And I talk about the fact that I don't lie. Never even lied to my parents. I just simply don't. And it's gotten me in a lot of trouble for being honest about damn near everything.
Yep.
Well, let me modify this. I won't lie, and I don't look at this as a lie, unless you can hurt someone's feelings and it doesn't do any...
It's all white lies.
But no, it's not even a white lie because it doesn't do anyone any good to tell him the truth. And I think of Mark C.G. Boyer, who, because I spout out this honesty every week, he goes out of his way to be honest, but in a... Nothing against him. This could be his last day on earth. Yeah. But in a stupid way. For example... If he tried the pulled pork, he might have said, it's kind of dry. It's, not, right?
Oh, yeah.
He
doesn't care about feelings.
It was dry.
Yeah.
But it was free, and it wasn't even close to the best pulled pork I've ever tasted in my life. But I said it was good. No harm, no foul. I got no problem with that sort of an untruth. It hurts no one, and it only helps the situation. Otherwise, you're an ungrateful piece of crap.
Well, no, but
Am I wrong here?
No, but he is an ungrateful piece of crap because he doesn't think about anybody else's feelings. He cares about one person only, and it's himself, and how fatter he can get.
Well, yeah, I worry about it, man.
No,
I really do. I do worry about it.
You're just mean, Marty.
Oh, I know.
You're mean.
Who served up that pulled pork? Was it Marilyn Monroe herself that came out?
Yeah.
There was the girl in 2 outfits.
Yeah, I know that's what I meant.
Tasted like 100-year-old Marilyn Monroe. Oh, jeez. So the day before the verdict on my Facebook page, I simply quoted, and you can check back and you can see when I put this up there. And my personal Facebook page is Matt Allen, M-A-T-T, last name A-L-A-N. And I simply stated, after hearing a few of these sham jury instructions by this obviously biased judge, I only copied and printed half of this? What is wrong with me? Don't answer that. But after hearing a few of these sham jury instructions by this obviously biased judge, I think I put, I would be surprised if he weren't convicted. It was pretty much that. And so Roman, our poker playing buddy, poker on Wednesday night, he asked me, said, so what's going to come down on the trial? This was Wednesday night. What is he going to be convicted? I said, yes. And he said, no kidding. Now, our producer, Tattoo Dave, of course, chimed right in. That's what Matt thinks, but I don't think so. Right? If I'm saying anything out of school here, you tell me, Tattoo Dave.
I think I disagreed with the amount of time the jury was going to delay.
Wrong. Well, no.
I might have argued with you. You're right.
I'm quoting.
Yeah.
I'm quoting you.
All right.
That's what Matt thinks. That's not. I don't believe that. And
I didn't want to believe it.
Oh, none of us did, dude.
But therein lies the way I think about things. I'm a pragmatist. I don't think about things in terms of, well, I feel like
you don't live in hypotheticals.
I know that in a world where the judicial system was working, the man would have been. There wouldn't have been a trial.
Yeah.
Because the thing was a scam-a-llama ding-dong.
Man, now you're telling really quickly, Burl Bear, the guy that does a show before us on his whatever.
Yeah, true crime.
He came outside after the show today in the green room, and Dave and I, we were talking a little bit about it.
Right.
And I said, how bad did that judge hate Trump?
Oh, yeah.
And Burl goes, are you kidding me? I thought that judge went out of his way to help him. And I go,
just
Burl,
the opposite.
shut up.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't. I go, Burl.
I had to walk away because I
No. You,
Right.
Hey, Dave, you have to.
Yeah.
You can't even listen to some of these idiot sticks.
It's unbelievable.
Because it is so obvious. And his daughter works for the Democrats, and he gave some money to the Biden. It doesn't matter how much. If it's $34, it doesn't matter how much money a judge gives to a campaign or a party. It is illegal to do so, period, for a judge to do so, and he did. Absolutely did. But
He's going to try to put him in jail.
The other thing Tattoo Dave said, after I said no, he is going to jail, and Tattoo Dave said, I think Matt's wrong here. And then I said no, I said you're wrong, and he said, see, Matt, you're always right. You're always right. You're always right.
And did I send you an email?
No, I never received.
I sent you an email. I stand corrected. You were right, my friend.
No, I didn't. But understand this. I didn't need an email from you validating my position. I knew that I was correct. I wanted to be wrong. But
then again, I don't think. You know what?
Yeah.
It's only been a few days, right? And I think people have already forgotten about this crap.
No, they haven't forgotten about it. Let me tell you something. It's only helped Trump so far.
Yes.
He's raised how many millions?
It's already his site you go to donate was so.
Yes.
It was blocked out. It was done. It was burnt out.
And a large percentage of these donors are new donors.
Yeah.
They're new donors.
Well, here's an a-hole at work. Then at the following day, they comes to work, and this guy's always been this way, but he said, do you realize 25% of all Republican voters said if he's convicted that they change their vote to buy? So where do you get those stats, a-hole?
MSN or CNN.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
Right. That's where everybody's getting their news today.
Yeah.
How old is this guy, Mart?
57.
Okay. I got to tell you, anything over 50 years old, you're too old to be stupid. You're too old to continue to be an effing dip-ass. But I was hoping that my prediction would be incorrect, and
I don't think it's going to hurt us, though.
but it's not about no. I think it only helps. I think it's a slam dunk, but I hope. Okay, so now I'm hoping it's a slam dunk, and I believe it's a fait accompli. However, if the trajectory continues, it won't be Biden. Now, why is this first debate in June? Why? Because it's a test run.
Right.
The Democrats have put this together for June, and I don't know if the problem is Trump can't say no. Because he's the one who wants the debate. So he can't, no matter what month, he can't say, well, no, that's too early.
But why would he say no?
Well, I'll tell you why.
Because he knows too.
Because you don't want it to be in June, because it gives the Democrats an opportunity to then say it's either Biden has a shot at this against Trump or he doesn't. And if he fails miserably in this debate, they will, during the convention, parachute someone else in.
Michelle Obama.
Whoever it is, man, because they know that if there's absolutely no chance to win, they will make a change. Because we're dealing with miscreants, bad people who hate the United States of America.
They will stop at nothing to bring Trump down.
No, they will stop at nothing.
They already have stopped at nothing.
Yeah, the proof is everywhere, for God's sakes. But, it would have been a total surprise to me if Trump were not convicted. And, that trial, the definition of fascism.
Oh, my God.
It truly is.
Yeah, Heil Hitler, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, the judge donated money, $35, I think, but in plain violation. This is a violation of a rule prohibiting New York judges from making political donations of any kind.
He should have been let go.
There's no gray area there.
Right.
So it was to a pro-Biden, anti-Trump political operation, including funds that the judge earmarked for resisting the Republican Party and Donald Trump's radical, quote-unquote, right-wing legacy. So would folks have been just fine with the judge staying on the case? Burl Bear, you idiot. Burl Bear, you idiot.
Well, he went out of his way to help him.
Would folks have been just fine with a judge staying on the case if he had donated, say, a couple bucks to reelect Donald Trump, MAGA forever?
Not a chance.
Do you not a chance in hell. Absolutely not.
Did you hear Alvin Bragg's commentary after the trial, after the verdict?
I tried to stay away from this little piece of crap a-hole.
I had to listen. He's just such a putz.
Well, look what's happening in unprecedented crime in New York. I mean, that's the reason my daughter got the hell out of Midtown Manhattan, and she loved that city.
She did love that city.
District Attorney Alvin piece of crap Bragg ran for office. And if you recall, it was an overwhelmingly Democratic county by touting his Trump hunting prowess. And he bizarrely and falsely boasted on the campaign trail, "It is a fact that I have sued Trump over 100 times." Full disclosure, both Bragg and Trump's lead counsel, Todd Blanche, are friends and former colleagues at the Southern District of New York. How about that?
Yeah.
The charges against Trump, obscure, nearly entirely unprecedented. In fact, no state prosecutor in New York or Wyoming or anywhere has ever charged federal election laws as a direct or predicate state crime against anyone for anything. None ever. Even putting aside the specifics of election law. This Manhattan DA itself almost never brings any case in which falsification of business records is the only charge.
And do you think there was payola?
It's
Really?
a witch hunt. Oh yeah, I do have an idea on what this judge might be receiving from the White House and the Biden campaign, because he'll go unscathed. We'll be this after back on Outlaw Radio.
Buy a new car, but the price ain't right. Ain't that gold? Be a downside cheaper, yes it would. Start riding the bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. I'll see you tomorrow. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Yeah. Make you wanna run for cover. Yes, it will. And if you look, you will discover. Yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Good dog. Listen, got to go to a disco. Throw your troubles away. Dance to the music. Well, all right. And then the lights come on. Yeah. Like you knew they would.
Oh yeah.
That cold. Gone home and face the music. That don't sound too good. Ain't that cold? Listen. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. It'll make you wanna run for cover, yeah. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Outlaw Radio. The staccato hoofbeats of a golden palomino, carrying a man who fights wherever justice needs a champion. Magic Matt Allen.
Yeah, see, I don't want to get into any trouble here, any litigation against yours truly. However, what are you going to win? This microphone? It's $19. Come on. What do I have to worry about?
It's a good deal.
They're going to go for the Neumann.
Yeah, take the Neumann. Take the Neumann, please. I tell you, though, I do believe that this piece of crap judge there in New York, presiding over this Trump trial, A, we all know he's a piece of crap. B, we all know he's biased. But I also think he's been given a get-out-of-jail-free card by the Democrats and the Bidens. And that entire regime who is supposed to be running this country, and they're running it into the ground.
Yeah.
But I believe a deal was made that if anything happens to this judge, because he did a lot of things that were so ridiculous, red herring after red herring after red herring, that if he is then thrown off the bench, I'm telling you, the man will be taken care of. And that's just my opinion. I think that's what's going down here.
Yeah.
If you don't think this deep state crap happens, you are 100% wrong. We're seeing it in real time these
Absolutely.
days.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and the first debate, of course, this month, and that's to see if Biden can hold his own. It's a test. If he can't, they will parachute someone else in to go up against Trump's. And the left's political strategy, because this has been their strategy since day one, since they knew that Trump was the man, is to call former President Donald Trump a convicted felon. Oh. They think that that is going to carry weight to dissuade voters. And I got to tell you something, and this is not just wishful thinking. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to work for him.
Already it has, yeah. I mean, I look at some of the people I watch and different people that have joined the bandwagon. There's more, if anything, like you said, there's more supporters now for him.
And Biden, you know, Biden, do you think he wants these illegals voting? This is part of the game plan, man.
They have a whole plan.
This is part of the game plan. These are nasty mob figures.
Oh, yeah.
These are bad people.
They need to get caught red-handed. Well, they have been caught red-handed, and nothing happens. So it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that a lot of these Republicans who are idiot sticks, you know, our thing is, well, you know, we do our thing on a higher plane, a higher moral ground. Well, guess what? You know, put on the brass effing knuckles, and let's kick
It's time
some ass.
to take the gloves off.
It's time to put the hammer down.
It is.
And speaking of mafia-like tactics, not that the mafia doesn't exist. Let me just go on record. Never has.
It exists, all right?
Never has. Oh, are you doing De Niro? Oh, God, what a douche.
All right, let me tell you something, okay? I told you, you know, Trump's evil. This country's going to go down,
I'll get into that piece of crap in just a few minutes. Al Ruddy, who created Hogan's Heroes, producer of The Godfather, The Longest Yard, Cannonball Run, Burt Reynolds' $1 Million Baby. That was his last thing in, was that 2004, I believe. And this man was also credited as one of the creators of the CBS, you know, they call it a drama, but there were some funny parts. Our buddy Elia Baskin was in 2 of the best one of the Walker, Texas Ranger. Ruddy was also co-creator of that thing, too.
Yeah.
And this man at 94 years old, another good one, another great legendary lion of show business, leaves the cave. And you may say to yourself, well, 90s, you know, we got to do something about that, because it's these guys who know what the hell they're doing. Those are the people you can learn from. Those are the people I have always learned from. All of my friends have been vastly older than me, 20, 30 years older. And I met Al. I didn't know the man. But man, do I respect this man. This guy was minding his own business one day, came up with his Hogan's Heroes thing, and you talk about a tough sell to Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
So
we have a Nazi camp.
Yeah. So you're going to make Nazis funny? How the hell do you? Hogan? I mean, what is that pitch meeting like? I mean, what the hell? Yeah, and you're mostly pitching it, you know, to a myriad of our Jewish friends there who are running the studios. And somehow they said, all right, yeah. Al Ruddy is of Hebraic, or was one of our bagel biting buddies. And so, you know, I bet that if he was Goy, he could never have pitched that.
Right.
You know, never gotten away with that. But he said, no, listen, it's this meets this. They said, okay, we'll buy it.
I know nothing.
As I understand, the studio exec bought it on the spot. He said, oh, yeah, let's do this.
12 seasons later.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
That's a long run back then, dude.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and then put little Dickie Dawson in the spotlight, and his career only got better from there. You know, he became a multi-gazillionaire.
Huge, man.
Because of that game show that he was hosting.
Yeah.
Where he, by the way, couldn't get away with what he did on that show today because he kissed every gal.
Family Feud? Or,
yeah, of course. And he kissed every damn gal.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no way you could get away with that. And Gene Rayburn on the original Match Game, if there was a new female, her sort of new time on the show, he would give her a kiss.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way you get away with that.
And nowadays,
today.
like, you know, the old hosts used to, like, when they step up with a contestant, they'll put their arm around their waist. You can't do that.
Oh, no, you can't do that anymore. No, you can't. You don't want to touch them.
You can't do anything. mean, let's just stop everything.
You can't do anything fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He took all of our fun away, Dave.
So this Al Ruddy, and I met him through Lori Downey Jr. She knew all these guys, all these classic old showbiz types, because of her husband, Morton Downey Jr., who was the same age and hung with these guys. And the reason, as Lori Downey Jr., widow of Morton Downey Jr., will tell you, the reason why those two left New York and came to Los Angeles was because of Al Ruddy. And he had some things in the works for Morton, and it was a fait accompli. I mean, I forget the gigs, but he did them. And Al Ruddy, as Lori told me, says Al was old school, real man, meaning that at parties, Morton and Lori would be at the party, and it was almost like my situation in Provo, Utah, when I was a kid, and I went to one of these Mormon parties. Well, I ain't no Mormon. I mean, I know enough about the religion. I think they're politically, I think they're off the hook brilliant. They're doing the right thing. They love America. However, this party, when I was 16 and a half years old, we at first, all of us are together, females, males, and then all of a sudden, about an hour in, there's a parting of the sea, and the males are in one room, the females. Now, I was there with my girlfriend, my first girlfriend, Debbie, and I felt a little uneasy about this. I thought, what is this indoctrination time? You will become a Mormon? I'm telling you, Mart, I'm not making this up.
Wow, yeah.
And so I felt uneasy, and so I went into the other room, grabbed Debbie, I said, we're out of here. I don't like any sort of indoctrination.
Listen, you're not taking my shit from me.
Aren't you allowed to have like 8 wives?
Well, that was part of the thing. That was a part of, and by the way, one is too many for most people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what the hell? But in these, so not unlike that situation, Lori talks about these parties, and it was a similar situation where the guys would be playing poker in the other room. Lori was bored with the Kvetchin broads in the other room, and so she would come in to where the guys were playing poker, and Lori said Al would give her the stink eye, like, what are you doing here? No broads.
No broads at the table.
No broads.
Old school.
Yeah, no broads.
Liquor in the rear.
But the good news is, Lori respected that instead of being so woke and it's like, well, equal right. Shut the F up.
Yeah. Lori's one of the guys, though.
But Lori is also independent, an independent thinker, and she is, yes, feminine sometimes. It happens.
So she's independent.
But she believes in the man being the head of the household.
Yeah.
And I think that much our, breakup, because, when she's making like, $500,000 a year, and here I am, existing on pennies.
By the way, I got to call her and get a loan.
I'm not a real man. Yeah. But talked about this already, and we are going to attend the memorial, according to Lori. And I love that, because she turned me on to a television, it's not a television, it's whatever you want to call this. It's a 10-part series. And when she first brought this to my attention, she said, you got to watch this. You have to watch this TV show. It's a 10-part, like hour each series. And I'm thinking, this is the same gal that told me to watch that movie. What was
Saltburn.
She's the same one. And I told her that. I said, You realize you told me to watch Saltburn, and I would love that.
She got some weird taste.
And I just thought Saltburn really, really sucked.
Saltburn rhymes with heartburn.
Well, yeah. I mean, the opening scene of that movie, because I tried. She talked me into it also.
Yeah.
And the opening scene of the movie was clearly a guy in love with another guy.
Yeah, right.
Which, you know what? Whatever, no problem.
Right, who
I
cares?
don't need to watch it.
No,
it's not my cup.
It's just not, it's not my taste. But by the way, if from there on, and I gave it some time, because it's like, okay, all right, that's fine. The premise, I'll go with that. It could still be brilliant. No. It's just, I didn't get that movie whatsoever. So she said, trust me this time. Trust me on this. It's called, what is the name of it's called, Oh, geez. Longest Yard. Oh, it's called The Offer. And it's a 10-part series. And it's the miniseries. It is the making of The Godfather, because Al Ruddy was the producer of The Godfather, along with Robert Evans, who was the Paramount Studio president. You know, he ran the show. Robert Evans, if you know anything about that guy, he was one colorful character. And he just passed away about 4 years ago.
94.
So
no, I don't know.
Over the course of 2 days, I watched the entire thing. 100% pure brilliance.
Wow.
It is brilliant.
How long are the episodes?
And
30 minutes?
About an hour.
Hour episodes.
And they are so well done. And it shows Ruddy's his relationship with the mob there in New York and how he was forced into it because of the making of the movie, and the friggin' fiery hoops that they had to jump through in order to get this movie made will blow your mind. And it turns out to be, with all of this, one of the, if not the greatest movie ever made, The Godfather. And by the way, part 2, right up there.
Oh yeah.
We never talk about part 3 because it was just, that was a
Coda.
It was just a money grab.
Going back to Hogan's Heroes and everything he's done, it seems like that's the type of guy that does not take no for an answer.
No, he doesn't. No.
Sounds like he's never been told no.
I found this so invigorating because as I'm watching that, I said that was me. That was me. And it's like, and I start questioning what happened to me. Did I rest on my laurels? I got to get that fire back, and it's coming back. It's little things like this that I can relate to, and it's like you're watching Al Ruddy in this thing, and son of a bitch, what a guy! What a guy! Well, God rest his soul at 94 years old. Just a magnate of show business.
And Matt, you've been to pitch meetings and stuff. You're trying to pitch something to someone, and you told me when I was trying to sell the show that I wrote, I went to a few, and you asked me what happened, and he said this first mistake, second mistake, because when he got the guy interested, the head honcho starts asking questions.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Of
course it is.
So and then, because I didn't have anybody representing me, I had an attorney, but he was.
If you don't have an answer, you have to be quick on your feet and make it up.
Yeah.
You have to make it up.
Yeah.
I think the Hogan's Heroes thing wasn't their original pitch. That's not why they went to the studio.
Yeah.
It was he and a partner, and they didn't like the first idea. What else do you got? And they'll always say that. What else do you got?
No, exactly.
And so he says, and so boom, boom, boom. Okay, it's Nazi war camp, and they sold it.
Yeah.
Al Ruddy, God bless you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, formerly Twitter. Thank you for spending time with us.
like a drunk brother with bad breath who's funny sometimes and other times you have no idea what he's talking about. Like a Facebook friend with a real bad attitude. Like that movie that you never wanted to see, but it's the only thing on. This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
Next hour, my friendlies, Jerry Seinfeld, George Carlin, that man was a sage.
Way ahead.
Robert De Niro is a douche.
Don't talk about me, man. I'm telling you, I
But
said no
you
big
knew
stuff.
that. Joy Behar is a douche. But you knew that as well. We'll jump into that crapola next hour on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, formerly X, or whatever.
Something like that.
And wait until you hear Bill Maher's crazy theory about Trump and the 2024 election. It's not unlike De Niro's. And Bill Maher, sort of a pragmatist, although he's still one of those.
Yep.
He's still a liberal, no matter what.
And he slips both. I mean, he gets
Tries to.
forward and then moves back. It's really hard to.
I don't know. He seems to be fairly honest in his convictions.
Yes.
He's an old school liberal. He stunned CNN anchor Chris Wallace after he predicted, by the way, that Chris Wallace, I can't stand that mealy-mouthed, spineless jellyfish piece of crap. I think his dad would be pissed at him. If his father was still alive, I think he'd be pissed. Bill Maher predicted the next president of the United States would be former President Donald Trump. Bill Maher said this. However, being the Trump critic, because Bill Maher is not just a critic, he hates Donald Trump.
He's got the hatred syndrome.
He peddled several conspiracy theories, claiming that the former president is planning a slow-moving coup to win back the White House. Okay. He echoed a debunked theory that Trump will refuse to leave office and concede to President Joe Biden. I just don't know where this comes from. De Niro was spouting that crap out of his friggin' slimy pie hole the other day in front of the court.
Yeah.
Where does this come from? Maher claimed, and by the way, we could do much worse than 8 years of Trump. That would make a total of 12. Remember back in the day, I was just a baby when our presidents could be in office for 12 years.
Right. Yep.
Those were the days. Those are the 1800s. I mean, I was barely 2 years old. Maher claimed that Republicans are blind to Trump's motives. Okay. Well, we're not blind to Biden's motives. Now, more importantly, Bill Maher, we're not blind to Biden's all-power-hungry, control-your-life motives. So whether we're blind to Trump's motives, let's say we are, we're not blind to Biden. We know who that piece of crap is. But Bill's craziness didn't stop there. He said on January 20th, 2025, Trump will show up to Inauguration Day and claim he won. That is one thing I can absolutely predict with utter certainty. He will never, as I kept saying all those years, he will never concede an election. He's certainly not going to concede this one. That's Bill Maher talking. The Trump-hating liberal continued to go off on a rant about how the former president is only hungry for power, adding he will probably be president again. He's certainly winning now, and Biden does not look like a very good candidate. You think? On the contrary, Maher took a moment to deviate from his usual digs at our President Trump, saying that he's running a much more serious campaign this time. Yes, he is, because Trump learns, and he learns from his mistakes. What could I do better this time? That's what someone with a brain does. How can I make this better?
And by the way, why was it okay for Hillary Clinton to cry fake election and all this stuff when she lost?
Bill completely forgets about this as we go to break right this second. Completely forgets about the fact that Hillary and Gore, and this goes on and on with the Democrats. So how is this a Republican thing and a Trump thing that he won't concede the election? And by the way, the nefarious crap that went down?
You see nefarious?
Yes. Yes. I don't know. He says, you know, it's not that I've gotten old. It's that your ideas, you Democrats, this is Bill Maher talking, are stupid. He says, okay, common sense is a common sense thing. I'm going to call it out, whatever it is on the spectrum. Good, and you're right. Lot to get to in the next hour. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, formerly Twitter.
Out on the street, I was talking to a man. He said there's so much, but there's nothing mine that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said that ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time. believe there's a mountain you can climb. And if you get it wrong, you get it right next time. Next time.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Our main event! Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt, but I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Dom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. It was lots of fun, guys. Be back 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar, in the Lighten Up Lounge. We drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back, my friendlies. Welcome back to the big mole-filled dog of broadcasting. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on Twitter, and the finest radio stations in the United States of America, the good old United States.
Used to be the good old United States.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get him back. Trying to get her back. Trying to get Lady Liberty back. Welcome back. You know, I forgot to mention that at that beautiful Memorial Day event at the Hollywood American Legion a week ago, I got one hell of a sunburn, man.
Oh, you were outside?
Yeah, it was, well, because that's, you know, the flags are outside.
Oh, yeah.
And they have to do the flag event. What do they call that? Billy Dilly, who is our Marine here on the show. Billy, there's a name for that when they pull up the flag, they bring it back down, and then they bring it back up with a large flag. It's called, I think the official term for it is the flag thing. I think that's what it's called. But
Billy doesn't know. Billy's like, all I know is I carried my AR-15 in the service, and that's all I freaking need.
Yeah. You know, you'll find it a much better show, I'm assuming, Tattoo Dave, if you turn Billy's mic on. It's just one way to, you know, get
did
things,
I have the wrong one on?
Get things rolling.
I haven't a clue
There
yet,
he
Dave.
is.
You know, it's funny. Billy Dilly, our Marine here, hoorah! He, you know, it sounds like he puts on that voice, but, you know, he's got that deep, gravelly
really
voice.
good radio voice.
Yeah, talk about, you know, one of those real men. That's Billy Dilly, my friends. But that sunburn, see, because I thought that this would be an event, because I always wear the damn hat. And you can they make this out on YouTube, on Rumble, that what I'm wearing today?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, well, close enough, yeah. First time that I have worn this sort of a hat on the show, but I'll tell you what, now it's needed.
Dave, are you wearing yours?
I'm also wearing one.
Yeah, now more than ever.
Hey, I have mine on.
Now more than ever before. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You know what I have? Well, nothing.
Well, no. What you're wearing is a beautiful diesel hat, and it is named after a cigar that one of the greatest cigar manufacturers, blenders, A.J. Fernandez, on the planet, and that's his brand, Diesel.
Well, I'm telling you, I look like
that's
I'm
not bad.
straight out of the hood with this hat. I like it, man.
Yeah, I could probably get a few more of those, and then you could, sell them for $50 in Harlem.
Well, I'm working in Compton right now.
Well, perfect. Okay, yeah. You could probably trade that hat for like a double cheeseburger at Mighty Meats, whatever the hell that's called.
Big
there.
meat place.
Yeah, no, they have there are some great hamburger stands in the hood.
Oh, yes, sir.
I mean, really, the burgers are about this size.
Dave's Jr. is one of the places.
If you see what I'm showing you here, it's about, it's almost a foot high with sausage and hot dogs and ham and big meaty meat patties.
And I recommend, well, I don't recommend to go to Compton, but if you ever find yourself in Compton, a place called JB's Barbecue, and this old black woman.
Oh, yeah, this joint's supposed to be great.
Son of a gun, man.
And that old broad, man, she knows how to barbecue.
She's cranky as hell, too.
Yeah.
Next time you stand over there, and I'm telling you, don't order out of turn.
Now, does she say that because you're a white boy?
No, she does to everyone.
She does.
She does to everyone.
So she's an equal opportunity offender.
And when you get her food, it's worth you put up with anything she says.
I love that broad. I just love. I love that. Yeah. You put up with the nastiness if the food is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you pay attention.
So there I was, Billy Dilly, and I'm assuming you being a military vet and all that you'd appreciate the fact that I wanted to pay homage to these folks by not wearing a hat this day, because I knew I'd have to stand up and salute and or put my hand over my heart a myriad times. Well, it was the one day that we're outside and the sun is blazing. I have the most major sunburn on my forehead.
Sunburn?
Or as Lori Downey Jr., our former producer, would call it, farhead.
Farhead.
Yeah, that's what they call it in Long Island. Because it's and I said, what are you saying? She said, I said, spell it. She said, FAR. Head.
Yeah, FAR.
And I said, why do you say far head? She said, because it's the farthest from your nose.
I know. I heard what she said.
But this is Long Island speak.
They justify it. They come up with their own.
I love it. I love these gals and guys there on the island of Long.
I believe there's other people who come up with their own thing. There's a judge that did.
Oh yeah, well yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, anything is allowed as far as the prosecution. You guys have a happy day, but anyone defending Donald Trump, I'm sorry, we can't allow that person in. And that expert witness, no, not on my watch. But this is why I say I think the fix is friggin' in. And if this guy is disbarred or thrown off the bench, I think he is set for life by the Bidens. I truly do. The White House, he's taken care of forever. Count on this. Yeah. Bill Maher, and I was talking about this. It almost seems like Bill Maher must tune into this show on occasion. He says pro-Hamas protesters should get a taste of how Hamas and Iran treat women. This is the noggin scratcher for me, man. He went on a whole rant yesterday. How pro-Hamas demonstrators should fight against the actual apartheid against women in the Middle East rather than this fictional apartheid in Israel, and should have to deal with some of the same treatment women face at the hands of those who the protesters side with. If they're thrown into that, you think they're going to stay with their stupid convictions? I can't even call them convictions. No. They don't even really know why they're protesting for the most part.
No.
Mahar said if you're out there protesting for a couple hours wearing a keffah, you have to go all the way and spend an afternoon running errands wearing a burqa. You can't side with the people who ruthlessly oppress women without at least getting a taste of what you're supporting. It's true, because they don't look at females as a whole person. They are much less significant than a man.
How about if you offered?
Maybe that's the only thing the Middle East has right.
Just a hypothetical. If you were to offer, if you were going to one of these campuses and these little
should they be barefoot and pregnant? Should they?
Yes.
I always thought so. Come on.
Cook me a chicken dinner. But anyway,
smart. Yeah.
If they were to go on a campus and say, look, we got 2 tickets for you and your friend. We're going to fly you over there because you're supporting them so much.
They're not going to do it.
Let's go
They're not going to do it.
Go visit them because you might never come back.
They're pussies. No, they're pussies.
Because they don't know.
No, this is not what they're going to do. Yeah, I mean, this is oppression of women beyond belief.
One-way tickets, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's ridiculous.
Believe me, hell yeah. Guess what? You got a one-way, by the way. Good luck getting back, bitch.
Unless you pay for it.
They're almost too stupid to discuss. You know, these protesters. They really are.
I know.
And I just love these lesbians for Hamas.
Oh God.
They hate you.
They would kill you in a
They
instant.
hate you for so many reasons. A, you're an American. B, you're a female. C, you're a lesbian. For all those reasons, they hate your guts.
You might as well cut your own head off before you get there.
I think that's who
You know
Lori
what?
ran into.
Save them the time. Come there with your head in your hands. Yeah, I mean, you might as well. And old Jerry Seinfeld, man, he wants to see the return of the dominant masculinity to the culture. He's doubling down, but here's a guy worth $1 gazillion, so he doesn't have to worry about anything. Doesn't have to worry about where his next dinner is coming from.
No.
He wants to see the return of dominant masculinity to the culture, saying he misses the kind of male figures he admired growing up. And I got a kick out of this. This is Jerry Seinfeld.
Agreed upon hierarchy, which I think is
Pause for a
absolutely.
second. I don't know who the chick is that's interviewing him. I have no idea. Otherwise, I would give her a bit of notoriety. Go ahead.
Vaporized in today's moment.
Okay.
And I think that is why people lean on the horn and drive in the crazy way that they drive. Because we have no sense of hierarchy. And as humans, we don't really feel comfortable like that. So that is part of what I think.
Pause for a second. And right there, that statement, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Not really.
But it was on the clip, and so I had to hear it, so you had to hear it. All right? So if I had to be put up with this crap that I had no idea what he was saying, but now it all makes sense. Jerry Seinfeld.
Is, if you want to talk about nostalgia, that's part of what makes that moment attractive looking back. And the other thing is, as a man, can I
Are you
say
sure
that?
you are? Are you?
Pause. I just found, it's a journalist, Barry Weiss. She's the one. Bari. That's a female name.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's the one that said, "Are you?" Oh, that's clever.
Say Barry White.
Are you really? Are you really a man? That's. Hey Barry, that's clever. I wonder if the last name had anything to do with Jerry Seinfeld agreeing to the interview. I'm only saying that
What's
because
a nice Italian name?
I'm only saying that because I met Jerry Seinfeld over at the Grand Havana, the private cigar lounge there in Beverly Hills, and he was a complete a-hole. But you know, I don't hold it against him completely. But you know, he doesn't smoke cigars, so you know, he was sort of eschewing the cigar smoke out of his face. It's like you're in a cigar club, buddy.
Well, also, our sister Debbie worked at Masters at the time he came in one time. And she always tells me about who tips one, but he tipped her $5.
No way!
$5. And everybody looked around, you know, they're like, yeah,
I don't know.
You don't want Jerry's table.
Yeah, she's she's a shiksa, and he knew it. You know, if she would have spoken a little Yiddish, I bet.
Jerry?
Tattoo Dave, are you with me on this?
I'm hearing you.
Just a little Yiddish.
She's got man hands, Jerry. I swear she's got man hands.
Done deal.
All right, continue with Jerry Seinfeld.
I wanted to be.
I didn't ask your pronouns before.
I've always wanted to be a real man. I never made it.
Pause. And I really appreciate that because do you know that he's telling the truth here? You know, because he's not the most manly dude on the planet, right?
Yeah.
So I think even though he's joking a little bit and she takes it as a joke, I think he's being 100%, 100% honest about his feelings about, you know, I wanted to be one of those guys.
But he really made it.
But he never made it. Okay, go ahead.
But I really thought when I was in that era, again, it was JFK, it was Muhammad Ali, it was Sean Connery, Howard Cosell. You can go all the way down there. That's a real man.
John Wayne.
Is that the whole thing?
No.
I want to be like that someday. Well, no.
Charlie Bronson.
I never really grew up. I mean, you don't want to as a comedian because it's a childish pursuit.
Yeah.
But I miss a dominant masculinity.
Nice.
Yeah, I get the toxic thing. I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
But still, I like a real man.
Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
Charlie.
God, I like him, man. Yeah, he's become persona non grata among the woke left for his support of Israel in the war against Hamas terrorists. Yeah. He's not the guy they like anymore.
No.
Students at Duke University commencement walked out of the ceremony in protest of Seinfeld. You know, here's a guy who happens to be at least top 5 greatest comedians of all time.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you say?
I agree.
Brilliant. The man is absolutely
pretty quick
brilliant.
on his feet.
Yeah. So you can say, you can see that I don't use my temperament as far as my meeting with him and feeling that the guy's sort of an a-hole. That does not shade my opinion of him as a talent. The guy is a brilliant comedian.
Yep.
But the guy was booed, man. Duke University's commencement speech. He was set to receive an honorary degree, and some students booing him and shouting "Free, free Palestine." Idiots. They're just idiots.
You know, he stopped this a long time ago, like playing the colleges, because he said, I can't do my act anymore.
No, he can't.
They go through my material and they won't let me do any of it.
Woke is broke, and woke has broken so many large corporations, and they still don't see it. They still don't understand that this pendulum is swinging, and we're getting back to normalcy slowly but surely. You know, this is all Marxist crap going on.
Don't call me Shirley.
This is all infighting.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you who put it best. The man was a sage. Speaking of top 5 greatest comedians of all time, George Carlin was one of them. But this man was an absolute brilliant sage.
He was like a Nostradamus.
Yes.
Honestly.
He was 100% spot on.
Yeah.
This is George Carlin. Dig this guy.
Now, to balance the scale, I'd like to talk about some things that bring us together. Things that point out our similarities instead of our differences. Because that's all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. That's all the media and the politicians are ever talking about, the things that separate us. Things that make us different from one another. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They try to divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing happens to work. You know, anything different, that's what they're going to talk about. Race, religion, ethnic and national background, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything you do, keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank. You know how I describe the economic and social classes in this country? The upper class keeps all of the money, pays none of the taxes. The middle class pays all of the taxes, does all of the work. The poor are there just to scare the shit out of the middle class. Keep them showing up at those jobs.
Don't you love that? To keep them showing up at those jobs. You know, those jobs.
Those stupid jobs.
Those jobby things. Yeah, those jobs. And the National Association of Broadcasters strips Robert De Niro of an award after the Trump rant, which was another... Boy, I'll tell you what. These idiot sticks. I saw one of the campaign managers for Biden. Ooh, dumb as a mud fence. And this dude thought it was a good idea to send old De Niro out there with those thugs behind him and his bodyguards. And it seems like Robert De Niro wouldn't need a bodyguard, right? Are you talking to me?
Let me tell you something, all right?
Isn't he a badass?
Sometimes I need a bodyguard, all right? Sometimes.
How about every time? How about every day of the week?
Screw you, Magic Matt and Outlaw Radio. I hate you. I hate Trump.
Yeah, of course you do.
I'm going to take care of this.
The National Association of Broadcasters, meant to say casters, the NAB decided to rescind an award that was to be given to Robert De Niro after he went on a tirade about Donald Trump. De Niro appeared at that press conference, which I'm assuming everyone has seen by now.
God, yeah.
By the Biden campaign outside of the Manhattan criminal courthouse where Trump's business records trial took place. During the press conference, De Niro angrily ratted that the United States government would perish from the earth if Trump was reelected. De Niro also, yeah, how about that, right?
Hey, Dave, it is something to laugh
no, it
at,
is. It's just so, it is so ludicrous. De Niro, no one has a worse case of Trump derangement syndrome than this man. De Niro also yelled at Trump supporters protesting the press conference, labeled supporters of the former president as being clowns and gangsters. So that's who over half of America is, according to Robert De Niro, who considers himself a bona fide, dyed-in-the-wool New Yorker. He's a New Yorker. Then what is Donald Trump? And by the way, what have you built, De Niro? What have you built, you stupid a-hole?
Did he say clowns and gangsters? It's like this part of Goodfellas say, I'm a clown to you?
Yeah.
Huh? You're the gangster. So he said clowns and gangsters.
This
No,
event is proudly bipartisan, uniting those from across the political spectrum to celebrate the impactful work of local broadcasters and our partners. A spokesperson told The Hill in a statement, while we strongly support the right of every American to exercise free speech and participate in civil engagement, it's clear that Mr. De Niro's recent high-profile activities will create a distraction for the philanthropic work that we were hoping to recognize. To maintain the focus on service of the award winners, Mr. De Niro will no longer be attending the event of the National Association of Broadcasters. I got to tell you, that's something I wouldn't expect from the NAB, but nicely done.
Good for them.
Thank you for doing the right thing. And this is not the speech, but this is some of what went on. And how about that car alarm that was incessant in the background? What De Niro was trying. Hey, don't and be 100% honest, Tattoo Dave.
Yeah.
Don't you think that was on purpose, that someone did that on purpose?
Of course. I thought that.
Right?
Of course.
That's what because it could have been turned off, but that, and it started right after he started talking.
Yes.
So someone said, screw you, you little mush-mouth piece of crap with all your bodyguards. And in this clip, De Niro's talking about the guys behind him, and I'm trying to figure out, is he talking about those who served our country or his bodyguards? I only see the bodyguards behind him, the guys he's referring to, and then he gets into it with one of the bystanders who happened to be outside the courtroom. This is great actor and a total putz, Robert De Niro.
These guys are the true heroes. They stood and put their lives on the line.
Pointing behind him.
For these low lives, for Trump.
We're low lives.
They lied under oath. Who lied under oath? What are you telling me?
Those two traitors.
Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
That's right.
What are you saying?
They're traitors.
They're traitors. I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend. I don't even know how to deal with you.
That horde is great.
They stood there. They didn't have to. And there were other ones in there who probably were in with them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys. They stood there and fought. For us. For you. For you.
They weren't fighting for me.
No, they fought for you, buddy. You're able to stand right here now.
What?
I don't know what he's saying, dude.
He's talking about American service.
No, there was not a person in uniform behind him, but only bodyguards. The guy has lost his mind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he was a very intelligent guy to begin with.
He can read a script.
He can read words from a page and make it believable. He's really good at being a thespian.
Hey, Joe, you got to take a lesson from him.
Oh yeah, Biden. Yeah.
You mean to memorize stuff?
Yeah, if he could memorize, then I don't think he'd look quite as stupid, but he'd still be the shady a-hole in chief that he is.
Pedophile.
But this guy, this De Niro, is an effing whack job.
He's lost it completely.
And what has this done for his future career? Now, here's another guy who, as I understand it, he owes millions of dollars in back taxes. Now, did you know this part?
I didn't know.
He owes millions of dollars to this day in back taxes. So don't you believe that there's a little quid pro quo going on here?
There you go.
And he made a deal
we'll cut
with the devil, right?
We'll cut your debt down if you just...
And by the way, if you don't think they can do that...
Absolutely they can.
Of course they can.
They can do anything they want to do.
Yes.
That's what the Irish does. They do anything they want.
No. This is what this is what Biden
I got
does.
a bit of Irish.
Biden does everything he wants. He runs roughshod over the mantra is democracy. We're going to lose democracy. We lost it the minute you pledged that oath, which you're a lying piece of crap, on that Bible. Did they use a Bible? Because I'd have to look back.
I don't know.
Three and a half years ago.
Could have been black pages.
I don't think he's allowed to touch it, so they had to use something fake.
Well, like Billy just said, if he touched it, he'd catch on fire.
Yeah, so
yeah, exactly.
The entire thing would become a fiery friggin' tome.
God's like, don't mess with me, buddy.
Yeah, I just, but what has this done to his future movies? I mean, honest to God, will you go see a De Niro movie? I won't.
No,
not anymore.
I won't.
I'm going to have trouble. I'm going to have trouble watching Casino when it comes on.
And by the way, good. Case in point.
Yeah.
Anytime I see him now, I think of that shriveling little piece of crap in Manhattan who considers himself a New Yorker, but Donald Trump is not.
Yeah.
Right? Donald Trump, who built things and gave so many thousands upon hundreds of thousands of people a job and work. What has De Niro done except taken money from the public to see his movies and make him rich?
Yeah. Dave, you're right, dude. Goodfellas was on the other day, and it was hard for me to. I think I shut it off.
It's really a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
It is really a bummer.
They're such great films.
Yes.
It is a pain in the ass because we revered this man as an actor. Unless you saw that last thing with Scorsese. Oh, that was wasn't
ponderous.
It just wasn't the best. It was not the best. Let's go to break, man. Come on. I got things I got to get to. Like Joy BEASTHAR, jubilant over the Trump verdict. She says, I got so excited. Okay, I have a tough time. I have a tough time even repeating this because I find this so gross. But obviously, those friggin' clapping seals in the audience at The View, they eat this stuff up. I got so excited, I started leaking a little bit.
Oh, God. I think I did. I'm going to have to go throw it during this break.
All right, we'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, formerly Twitter. Do yourselves a favor, subscribe to us on YouTube, and thank you, the greatest stations in America.
I didn't know I lost it to go. Oh, I love you till you go. So I gotta get up early in the morning, find me love. So I gotta get up early in the morning, find me love. So I gotta get up early in the morning.
passive aggressive has a new home. You're listening to Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
It's Outlaw Radio time!
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think we may have time this week for me to dive into the world of Gene Simmons next hour. I've been waiting a week to do this. And,
I hope so, man.
You do, Gene?
Yeah. I've been looking forward to being, you getting into my
You've been looking forward to be dove into?
I have a long tongue.
Diving into?
I have a long tongue.
All right, so we will get to that next hour here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble. We're on Facebook, too, but we're not live on Facebook. But you can find my personal Facebook page. Why you'd want to do that, only heaven knows.
Just to hear it no.
Mattalan. That's two names, first and last, Matt Allen.
We do have a Facebook comment page, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we do, and it's growing by leaps and bounds under Outlaw Radio. So Joy BEASTHAR is, you probably imagine this. I mean, there was not a gray area here. Jubilant over the Trump verdict because she's, and I hope I'm right about this. Well, I'm right about the fact that she's too stupid to understand that, I just think that they elected the next president of the United States by these 34 counts.
A lot of people are saying that.
I think so.
Good job, Democrats.
And
Guess what you did? You just
Bring the United States back together.
And by the way,
you know what? It's actually astonishing because this whole thing is a chess game.
Yeah.
All politics, all government, everything in life is a chess game.
Right.
So it's astonishing to think how these lefties are so far behind in the head moves.
Well, I'll tell you what. It doesn't. But Dave, it doesn't astonish me because they only deal in vitriol and hate. So what they do is because they have so much hate and so much vitriol, it's all emotional, you see?
Oh, yeah.
With them, it's emotional.
Everything is personal.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
So we'll throw him in jail. We'll convict him on these counts. And
then they can't vote for him.
And then they can't. Yeah. Uh-huh.
By the way, Dave did bring up in the green room before the show about this judge is going to try to lock him up.
This Michon, okay, obviously we've already put it out there.
Yeah.
He is completely biased.
Yeah, of course.
He hates Trump.
Yeah.
And
his daughter works for the Democrats.
Right. And it's just unbelievable.
It is.
It's unbelievable. Actually, I'll tell you what.
It's unconstitutional what has gone down here.
I played poker last night with a prosecutor from L.A. I was
hoping you were going to finish that with prostitute. I really thought.
Would have been better.
That came later.
Oh, no, wait a second.
Better story.
Wait a second. AKA a prostitute, because you said you played with whom?
Yeah, he was a prosecutor.
There you go.
Same thing. I want to say the San Fernando office, but he went. We had a long. It was a fun table.
Right.
We had a long talk about it, and he was talking about Collins and how he couldn't have been thrown out because of his donations and other things. So,
right.
So, they're just so. I don't even have the word. They're just so.
Was this prosecutor of like minds, or was he simply sort of knowledgeable about what they were able to get away with?
He was very knowledgeable, but I believe also of like minds.
Okay.
Happy with the verdict. We talked about Bragg.
Oh wait, so he was happy with the
not
verdict?
our like minds, their like minds.
Oh, okay. So
I believe that he was happy with the verdict.
Wait, I can't imagine that you found a poker table in Southern California where there happened to be an attorney who was on the left. How did you do that?
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
here in Los Angeles, how you find a woke lefty who happens to be sitting at your table.
And the best part about it was the majority of the table were conservative.
Oh, is that right?
So we were all just jumping at this guy, and I'm like, look, dude. I go, you're completely ignorant.
Yeah.
You are completely ignorant to what's happening here.
So did you kick his ass? Tell us something exciting.
Yeah, did you kick his ass?
I took $506 from him.
Okay.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That makes me feel good.
Nice.
Hey, by the way, this Donald Trump happens to be bringing the races together.
Yeah, yes.
He's bringing our blacks and our Latino friends and our Asians. I believe he's bringing us together.
Well,
You know, why is he hitting the Bronx? And to great ovation and fanfare because they're tired of the Democrats and their effing bull-ass promises and never delivering. While Donald Trump, all they need to know, and this is what I think Donald Trump has learned, and not one to boast. I said this years ago. I said, you need to touch these people. You need to let them know that they mean something.
Well,
but most politicians will say, well, there's nothing we can do there. We can never win. No, Trump is saying, screw it. I happen to be here in town. I like these folks. He's a New Yorker. He loves New Yorkers.
Well,
let's go to the Bronx. And he did the same thing in Harlem as well.
Guess what? And I don't really know how to say this without appearing or sounding racist.
Well, go.
But he's now one of them.
No. I'll tell you what he is. He's one of us.
One of us, but
he is one of us. He is a man that is fighting for the Americans.
Right, but he's also fighting the judicial system. He's fighting for himself.
Trying to.
Which a lot of these brethren do and are and have.
You know where the divide...
So now there's a complete relation. People are relating to him now.
Oh, 100%. Well, 100%.
Who caused the divide more than anyone?
Barack Obama.
And he's still causing it.
Oh, no.
Trickled down.
Yeah, talk about The Godfather, and if you remember their movie posters, and you remember the book cover, you know, it is hands holding a marionette.
Yes.
And that's what's going on. You know, it comes full circle. We were talking about the great producer of The Godfather earlier, and see how it all comes around?
Sure.
Ya da 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 Biden crime family. Ya da 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 da
Hillary Clinton,
worst president of all time. Ya da da da.
Barack Obama.
Oh, what a scumbag.
The most evil man that you could ever possibly imagine.
Joy Behar told her co-hosts yesterday on The View that former President Donald Trump's guilty verdict in New York was so excited. You know what? I don't want to repeat it. So,
well, I mean, what she meant was she started to cry, but I mean, it's like...
wrong, and wrong, and wrong.
Okay.
She meant the disgusting thing that I am pointing out. She didn't mean cry.
She meant she wet her depends.
There's no crying on The View.
There's no crying in baseball.
All right, dig this. This is...
He didn't do that.
Oh, wait, stop. So it starts with the mutant ninja turtle, Whoopi Goldberg.
I've seen trees of green.
Who, if you notice, just gets more beautiful every week.
She's gorgeous.
Doesn't she?
Yeah.
She gets... And
dances.
And for those of you calling Whoopi Goldberg mannish, how dare you? How dare you? Feminine beyond belief. And this sexual glow, right?
Ted Danson must be proud.
Oh, my God, did he?
I nailed that.
Oh, wow. And the funny thing is, you know, there are folks that could, and they have said this, it's like, well, I got that gal 20 years ago, you know, when she was hot.
Never hot.
No.
Never.
Old Whoopster has always been up there with the likes aesthetically of a Joy BEASTHAR. You know, and they have a couple good-looking chicks. By the way, Anna Navarro, not one of them.
No.
And I would be on Anna Navarro's side if she said anything of any relevance that made any sense that wasn't coming from a point of hating America, hating Donald Trump, and racist. This Anna Navarro is one racist piece of crap. So let's start from the beginning. It'll begin with Whoopi, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And by the way, why do I say that? I want you to do a side-by-side comparison. At some point, look on your computer what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle looks like. And I forget the exact one.
Michelangelo, I believe.
Is that who it is?
I think so.
But I'll tell you what, spit an image of Whoopi Goldberg. Here we go.
He didn't do that.
He didn't do
Instead,
that.
he was cheap, and that's what you get.
So he got... Well, can I say...
Oh, they're so happy. Listen, they're so jubilant.
Well, my reaction was I was at Costco buying, 10 boxes of Keurig coffee, and my watch started to buzz, and I got so excited I started leaking a little bit.
Oh!
Wait.
Stop for a second. Pause. I think we all need to pause for just a moment.
Yeah, I need a moment.
Take a moment.
Let me find a wet nap. Here, I'll clean the throw up in my mouth on my shirt because it's better than it being in there. Just
I think even our dog just threw up.
It did. Oh, poor baby. Oh, that poor little doggy.
But they clean up after themselves.
Oh, gee. Now, see, there's a visual almost as bad as this one, but not as bad. No. Isn't that scary?
Yeah, that's.
He don't want to make a mess. He wants to clean himself up.
I mean, this Joy BEASTHAR, this mealy mouth ugg fug wasn't appealing enough sexually, and now she has to go and say this? Oh, I mean, this is pure ugliness.
Oh.
And speaking of ugly, back to Joy BEASTHAR.
This is what I have.
So you're the leaker?
I'm the leaker. But wait, this is what I want to say about it, seriously. Because
so
they're going to
happy.
say it's rigged. This is
Pause
rigged,
for a
that's
second.
rigged.
And
They have no clue.
But here's the deal. This is the way when females are together and they're high-fiving each other at the El Torito, they're at the long table in the middle, between the bar and the booths.
Let's get another margarita.
And they're putting down men, they're slapping men down and throwing men under a bus, and that's why they're high-fiving.
Bring us more super nachos and more margaritas.
These are the kind of things men get thrown under the bus for talking nasty, You don't get as nasty as females do when they're together.
Lori told me that.
They will talk about everything, and this leakage thing. This is why all of those friggin' yentas on The View are high-fiving each other over this leakage, this asinine leakage comment, because it's like, oh yeah, we're females, we leak. Oh my God! All you have to do is say that, and you'll keep every man away from you.
Absolutely.
That you talk about birth control. That is the greatest birth control. Simply talk about leakage. Back to Joy BEASTHAR.
Iron's rigged, we're rigged, everything's rigged, according to him. But there was a jury of 12.
This is good.
They all, to a person, said he was guilty.
There we go.
On all 34 counts. One of the jurors, juror number 2, I was reading, he only watched or read Truth Social.
I saw that.
He did not watch Fox. He did not watch CNN. He did not watch us. Now, if a person who only gets his news from
Pause. If a man watches your show, then his male creds should be taken away.
He's Jerry Seinfeld.
He should be taken away.
Yeah.
They should be taken away. Your male credit, it should be taken away. You're not a male. But her point is that this one juror only would get his news from Truth Social. That doesn't mean he's a righty in any way, shape, or form. It means he's a big lefty piece of crap who likes to watch what Americans are doing on Donald Trump's website.
It's so he can form his opinion.
Listen, Tattoo Dave, he probably hated Trump more than the rest of the jurors.
But he would have been a standout.
Don't you believe these? I mean, their arguments are so vapid and so stupid.
They're so giddy right now, too.
And so 12-year-old. Continue.
Donald Trump's, what do you call it?
Social media.
Social media.
Good.
And he even thinks he's guilty. Excuse me, Donald, it's not rigged, okay? It's not rigged.
God, they're sick.
Okay, that was
So what was y'all's reaction?
Pause.
Listen,
Pause. Was y'all... I see trees of green,
red roses too. Get out of my vagina. Get out of my behind.
Yeah, by the way, I will tell you this. Satchmo would have probably kicked her in the teeth.
Oh, I had that ready to go, Marty. That's funny.
The great Satchmo would have kicked her in the teeth.
Oh,
What y'all's?
What y'all think, man?
Okay, I'm sorry. You don't see Trump talking like that, like Hillary Clinton would throw that crap in to try to win over the black constituents, because Trump doesn't have to. Because Trump
loves America.
He loves America, and he loves you. Go.
Right. It was the outcome I expected, yet I was still somehow shocked. Watching Jake Tapper read count after count all 34
I don't know who this
charges.
yet is, but just one of the myriad.
My first thought, honestly, was I hoped, I feared for the safety of the judge and the jury, and I hoped that they had security. We live in a moment of political, violent rhetoric that I think is very dangerous.
Really? And who does
really?
But
a moment.
Knowing Donald Trump personally, there's something in him that thinks he's untouchable and will get away with everything. And even though this was the likely outcome, I don't think he thought it was going to come. I think, by the way, that's why he lied about the election. He can't believe that he lost the election.
That's
and
not
my
why.
one caution is he does have an appeals process ahead. The election's in 5 months. There's a world in which he could get away with this. If he becomes president before this is fully adjudicated, and running for president to stay out of jail is a hell of a motivator. He's going to do and say absolutely anything that he can to get elected. So buckle up, because it's rage and retribution.
But can I correct one thing? I don't think he believes he won. I think he says he won.
No.
He didn't at first,
No,
at
he
least.
did
He
win.
admitted that
He knows.
No, he did.
Well, I was speaking
Here
at
we
the
go.
Ford Foundation
Here's-
at an event about
here's Anna
polarization
Navarro.
of all things.
Here's the big
and
racist.
my phone starts, coming up with all of these Karens.
Yeah.
And I really felt and still.
That's it.
Okay, good. Because I can't hear another word from that bitch. I can't. Not another word from Anna Navarro.
Matt, I had 3 other people.
How old am I?
9.
Yeah, I'm like 9.
Get out of my behind. Get out of my vagina.
And beep at me because of my flag.
Yeah,
They put
your
thumbs
Trump
up or
flag?
They rolled their windows down, and they said, I said, God bless America. And they said, yes. Thank you.
That's
And then they mowed him over with a car.
Yeah.
I made it here.
Then our Billy Dilly, our Marine, ended up in the hospital with 2 decapitated leg areas. All right, we'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Thank you so much for spending time with us. If you don't think I love you, you're wrong.
Your time is up. You took a sip from the devil's cup. You broke my heart. There's no way back. Move right out of here, baby. Go pack your bags. Just who do you think you are? Stop acting like some kind of star. Just who do you think you are? Take it like a man, baby, if that's what you are. 'Cause I'm moving on up. You're moving on out. Moving on up. Nothing can stop me. Moving on up. You're moving on out. Time to break free. Nothing can stop me. They brag a man has walked in space, but you can't even find my place. There ain't nothing you can do, 'cause I'm had enough of me, baby, being part of you. Just who do you think you are? This time you go. I wanted to dance with nobody loves you.
This is Outlaw Radio.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm late back to the microphone. I was busy at Costco buying 10 boxes of Keurig coffee, which is what Joy BEASTHAR said yesterday on The View.
You leak?
I can't, yeah, and it made me leak. It made me leak. Whoopie Goldberg yesterday closed The View, chanting, it's so insane how stupid these mealy-mouthed yentas on The View happen to be. Such Trump-hating vitriol, but yet
Get out of my behind. Get out of my vagina.
But yet they support this son of a bitch who can barely even walk. And I would say walk and talk at the same time, but he can't talk at the same time as doing nothing else. This is a bad man, my friends.
Well, when you have to have shoes, special shoes, tennis shoes made for you so you can stand up.
I think, and listen, a lot of people probably wear platforms, but they showed a close-up of De Niro's shoes when in front of the courthouse. Those were platforms, man.
Why do they show De Niro's shoes?
I don't know.
Because he's not tall.
He's not tall. No, he's another one of these short guy complex guys, right?
Yeah.
So
I want to say he's actually Joe Pesci size, but I think he wore those in the film too.
Joe's pretty small now.
Yeah, so he wears these 4-inch heels, man. And so that's probably where a lot of this nastiness comes from. It's like these guys don't like being short. You know, and yet here's a leading man. Many of these leading men are short. One of my favorite actors from Wild Wild West. You know, he wore platforms.
Good on camera.
Well, Stallone, man.
But by the way, Bobby, that man was a good America-loving conservative. God rest his soul.
Sylvester Stallone, another short.
You know, speaking of God rest your soul, it's your buddy's birthday today.
Who's that?
Clint Eastwood, 94.
Yeah, congratulations to the last movie star. You should go out with just punch in Clint. I'm not telling you to do it right now, but I'm telling you to punch
Set it up.
Set it up. Yes, thank you, Mart. Under Clint, and you'll find some music there that we'll go out with because this man, the greatest Westerns of all time. I was never a John Wayne guy. I love John Wayne, but his movies were never, maybe I was too young, so it was my Uncle Dick who turned me on to the spaghetti Westerns and Clint Eastwood. They are the greatest of all time. And happy birthday to the great Clint Eastwood, 94 years old. God bless you. Whoopi Goldberg closed The View chanting guilty 34 times. She said, welcome back, came back to The View, right from commercial. We only have 34 seconds left. So to recap, guilty, 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 guilty. She said that 34 times and then went to the friggin' break. Is it just me? But their side is filled with a bunch of infantile pieces of America hating crap.
Kids, get out of my behind.
Yeah.
Get out of my vagina.
They probably cracked
Their intelligence is still at.
Anyway, they cracked a bottle of champagne.
I think I need to turn Billy.
You know they did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know
Let's
they
eat
did.
cake and drink champagne. And
Oh,
celebrate.
you know they did.
Yeah, well, they don't know what they're celebrating.
When we return, my friends, and happy birthday, Clint Eastwood. When we return next hour, I'll finally get to this. The man behind the rock group Kiss. Plus, James Woods sounds off after Trump verdict. Simply ridiculous. And he makes some real substantial smart points. Why? Because he's a smart guy.
He's a good American.
He's not a woke lefty dip ass like those yentas from The View. We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, come on, subscribe and like us and follow us on Rumble.
Or hate us and still subscribe.
And hate us, but subscribe. And loving the great radio stations that carry Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Thanks for being there.
doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out. Hey, that didn't sound too bad.
At the Lighten 'em Up Lounge.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
At the Lighten 'em Lounge.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Okay. Welcome back, my friend. Little Outlaw Radio. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube. You have to punch it in exactly like that. And on Rumble and on X, formerly Twitter, and the finest radio stations in America. Thank you for being a part of this little shindig. We get together because we love America. And we have no problem sounding off about our love for the United States. James Woods sounds off after Trump's verdict, simply ridiculous. And he made some great, more than cognizant points, which I will get to in just a couple minutes. But I've been threatening to do this for a week now, and I want to do this. Mart and I, my brother Mart and I, minding our own business, watching, and I think the title was Those Who Hate Gene Simmons. And so that sort of got my attention.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of jealous people out there.
Well, a lot of people hate Gene Simmons.
Well, yeah.
And so get ready to do a lot of stopping and starting on this. But it's a little editorial on Gene Simmons. And this was supposed to be sort of a hit piece on Gene. And it did, and maybe not one to boast, because I'm not your average idiot stick. I didn't take it as that. I just loved him. I adore Gene Simmons even more after watching this thing. So dig this. I think you'll get a kick out of it. If you don't know anything about Gene Simmons, he's a man from Israel who came to the United States of America as a child, not knowing a lick of English. Right. And then he took over rock and roll. And P.S., I was never a big Kiss fan. I was. You were. I was never a Kiss fan, but I appreciate the man and what he did because, my friends, that is the American way.
That's the biggest entrepreneur that I've ever...
He deserves every bit of credit for what he did.
Matt, can I just say one thing?
With this band that they weren't the greatest players.
I say
but they put on a great show.
And they had a couple of really great songs, but out of their...
Well, I say rock and roll all night and party every day, but I'll tell you this.
Yes, Gene?
I'm going to play with my logo.
I wrote most of that stuff, and I will take credit for it, even though Ace Frehley...
You mean those you mean those incredible lyrics, rock and roll all night and party? No, rock and roll.
Party every day.
Wanna rock and roll all day.
And you know what our dad used to say when I was cranking that over and over and over? He goes, and potty every day? Is he saying potty?
No.
Potty, yeah.
Rock and roll all day, party every night.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not even that, but it's close.
Rock and roll all night, party every day.
My point here is Gene Simmons, but you had the wherewithal to write those incredibly ingenious lyrics. Okay.
Lyrical.
So he laughs all the way to the bank.
You bet your ass, and I love him for it.
Matt, really quickly, though, I got to tell you.
And this is one of the rare guys in rock and roll that I never met. And I would love to have him here. We couldn't smoke, and he's never had a lick of alcohol.
No.
He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, but I love the guy.
So I was at a Kiss Foreigner concert, I'm going to age myself, in 1979, Dynasty Tour, original members, of course, 79, at the Seattle Center Coliseum, playing with Foreigner. Foreigner's great, of course. Always they open up for him.
Always great.
Kiss gets up there, and I'm second to the front row, like right there.
Hold on. So wait, I'm trying to do the math. 79.
Yeah. Dynasty tour.
So Foreigner had some hits by then.
Oh yeah. They already had Cold as Ice. And all that
but
stuff.
you said they opened for him.
They opened for Kiss.
So they didn't have a lot of hits.
So Kiss was the big draw.
Of course, because of their. And my point was the stage show.
Yeah.
You can't get out of the freaking way of those pyrotechnics and that. Their dramatic stage show was in your face. You got chills going.
Yeah.
I don't care if you like their music.
Yeah.
By the way, Gene Simmons may not have ever drank, but he definitely had alcohol in his mouth because he blew those fires.
Well, yeah. Good point.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. I dig this thing, and we'll give our commentary along the way. Gene Simmons, and it's supposed to be a hit piece on him, but it worked just the opposite way on me. Here we go.
Every time Kiss's Gene Simmons opens his mouth, chaos could erupt at any minute. And over the years, this has damaged the lives and reputations of fellow rock musicians, his bandmates, and even innocent bystanders. Today, we're looking at the many victims of Gene Simmons, starting off with Ronnie James Dio, whose death was exploited by Simmons in the most despicable way.
Pause for a second. By the way, Ronnie James Dio was a neighbor of mine in the hills of Encino.
Yeah, forever. His wife still lives there.
Yeah,
his widow.
He was a great guy. My ex worked for a dentist, and he was his dentist.
Yeah, no.
Holy diver!
I guess he was a great guy, but he had very thin skin. Continue.
For his time in Black Sabbath and credited for introducing the now universal devil horns gesture to rock music, Dio was universally beloved by fans. However, he and Simmons were engaged in a long-standing dispute over who truly pioneered the horns.
I love this.
While Simmons claims that he came up with the gesture during Kiss's Hotter Than Hell tour in 1974, Dio credits the origin of the horns to his grandmother, who introduced the symbol to him.
Pause
in
for
his
1
youth.
second. I just love that the argument is about who created the devil horns. I mean, this is the best. And by the way, you don't think Gene Simmons is getting a kick out of doing this?
Love any publicity.
No, because you know that he's doing this tongue in cheek. You just know that he's doing this tongue in
Laughing
cheek.
his ass
It's like he doesn't give an ass, because I would do the same thing. I would say, no, my creation, the devil horn.
And use your forefinger, and he tell you what fingers to use.
Yeah.
And you think,
Okay, go.
My grandmother, my grandfather, on both sides, of both my mother's and father's side.
This is Ronnie James
to
Dio.
America from Italy, and they had superstitions. And I would always see my grandmother when I was a little kid, with her holding my hand and walking down the street. She would see someone and go,
do the devil.
Do the
"What's
sign."
that?" And eventually learned that it was called the Maloik. And the Maloik was...
The Maloik.
Someone was giving us the evil eye, so she's giving it protection against the evil eye. Because I'm lucky enough to have kind of just have done it so much, it's been more equated with me than anyone else. Although Gene Simmons will tell you that he invented it. But then again, Gene invented breathing and shoes and everything.
Following Dio's death in 2010, Simmons seized his moment to finally claim ownership of the devil horns once and for all, submitting an application to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, seeking exclusive rights to the gesture within the entertainment sector. The rock and metal community were instantly sent into a frenzy, as the possibility of having to pay Simmons a royalty anytime a musician flashed the horns became a very real possibility. Facing mounting public pressure, Simmons would eventually withdraw his application, though he showed absolutely no remorse.
Pause.
Boldly
Of course he showed no remorse. He did it as a joke.
Yeah.
He did it as a joke. Continue.
declaring, "I regret nothing." People said, "You can't do that." Actually, I can. I can do anything I want to do. However, Dio is far from the only rock legend that Simmons was at odds with.
Oh, no
In
kidding.
2011, he would publicly call out Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose, bashing him for wasting his band's potential.
Guns N' Roses could have been the biggest band in the world. And the reason they're not is because of Axl Rose.
At the time, Guns...
That's absolutely true.
I agree. Absolutely 100% true.
Yeah.
See, the thing about Gene Simmons is he speaks the truth, and not one to boast. We speak the truth on this show, and YouTube hates us because of it and keeps the white man down. Unless we have a black man on the show, and we do on occasion, because we like. I'm a fan of the blacks. Did I say that? Yes, I am. Jimmy McKeechin, who I think is no longer with us.
Oh, please.
I'm telling you, he didn't return the call.
I know, but
he didn't,
and Marty's either. But.
And it was Memorial Day, so I think that we have lost one of the great character actors.
Hey, he's a big veteran. He might have been doing something.
Nah,
we would have heard him.
That's what I think.
He's big enough.
Purple Heart recipient. No, I'm telling you, no one's.
Somebody somewhere would have said we lost.
The next door neighbor with that foul smell, and someone needs to check on it, and because now the dog is probably eating him.
I'm going to get the address from Boyer.
I know where he lives.
Yeah, we're going there.
Okay, so we're continuing with Gene Simmons, who called out Axl Rose as being the reason why Guns N' Roses wasn't one of the biggest bands of all time, and Gene Simmons, once again, spot on and 100% correct. Go.
Guns N' Roses was fading into obscurity following the disbandment of the group's original lineup, largely due to Axl's difficult and controlling personality. Simmons would put Rose on blast during an interview with MusicNews.com, saying that rock and roll was a marathon, not a sprint, and that Rose couldn't cut it in the industry. He would even offer Axl a piece of scornful advice.
What could he have done to change that path? A good beating would have helped.
And while Rose never retaliated.
So what he said there was a good beating would help.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, that he's spot on about Axl Rose, and how many folks in the industry who worked with Gene Simmons on rock and roll tours had anything bad to say about Gene? No one that I'm aware of. But they did have a problem with Axl Rose because Gene is a businessman.
Well, it's more than that. Axl Rose is an obnoxious.
Yeah,
hold on.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I was at.
That's my point.
Dude, first time, you just see him every week.
Great, Marty. That's great.
Yeah, whatever.
I was at Guns N' Roses. Living Color opened up for them. Living Color. I don't know if you remember that.
They had one hit. Yeah.
Yeah, one or two.
But a good band.
Good band.
Really good band.
Absolutely great show. We were at the Coliseum. It was Living Color, Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Right.
That's a good line.
Axl came out and called them the N-word.
No kidding.
On stage.
Because in Living Color, this band was an all-black, heavy metal rock and roll band.
And they were good.
And did he really?
Yes.
He used it. Okay.
On stage.
Okay, the
audience was in an uproar.
You know, the guy's an idiot.
At that time. This is back in the early 80s.
Well, you're proving Gene Simmons' point.
Right.
Axl Rose is an idiot.
And he needs a beating.
Continue. He needs a beating. Continue.
Against the Kiss bassist's remarks, guitar icon Carlos Santana would be the one to bring the fight to Simmons. In an interview with ContactMusic.com, Santana would dismiss the Kiss co-founder as a talentless hack that hides behind his makeup.
Ouch.
Gene's not a musician. He's an entertainer.
Yeah.
Kiss is Las Vegas entertainment.
Very true. By the way, Carlos Santana, 100% correct. Yeah. He is an entertainer.
He's not the greatest musician.
He's not the greatest musician.
But he can play the bass.
They were never a great rock and roll band.
No.
But Carlos, I love Carlito. I love the man, and you're 100% spot on. Go.
He wouldn't know what music is anyway. That's why he wears all that stuff. A musician doesn't need the mask and the mascara.
Right.
Simmons would fire back while promoting an upcoming Kiss tour, quipping, "It's time for us to go out and show the little boys how the big boys do it. I'm sick and tired of these bands like Carlos Santana looking at his shoes and thinking that's a rock concert." Yet Santana is not the first guitarist that Simmons has had issues with.
No?
Just ask former Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley.
Oh boy.
Although Frehley maintains that he quit the band due to creative differences, Simmons contends that Ace was fired for substance abuse, alcoholism, and general unprofessionalism.
Yep.
From that moment, the two were locked in a relentless war of words.
Pause for a second. You know, if we worked for Gene, we'd all be fired. All right, continue.
Every opportunity to disparage one another during interviews. Simmons went so far as to label Frehley a cancer, to which Frehley countered by describing Simmons as a caricature of his former self, devoid of both friends and respect. Yet the impossible happened.
You know, it's the weak-willed folks who love to throw that out. Well, everybody knows. Everybody knows. You know, I bust Lori Downey Jr.'s balls on that one. Because, you know, her classic, when we get into it, well, everybody knows, and then she'll explain, you know,
who everybody is,
how bad I am. No, but everybody knows. And the everybody knows argument doesn't hold water. And for this guy, Ace Frehley, I don't know him. I know he was in the band, but he was. I believe he was a substance abuser.
Absolutely, and
right?
I'm not saying that out of line.
And Gene had enough of it, right? Yeah. Okay, continue.
2017, when Simmons and Frehley put their differences aside to support the victims of Hurricane Harvey, reuniting on stage for the first time in over 16 years at the Children Matter benefit concert. The event turned out to be a tremendous success, leading to widespread speculation regarding Frehley's potential full-time return to Kiss. However, Simmons would promptly dispel the rumors, making it abundantly clear that Frehley would never be welcomed back into the band.
There you go. Well, you know that's not going to happen. Ace has been in and out of the band 3 different times. That's enough.
Frehley would eventually respond to Simmons' ongoing slander through his official Facebook page.
Pause. It's not slander, you idiot. It's not slander. The man, and he just made it clear. He was in and out three times. So he gave him. It's like our buddy. Like our buddy who was given so many good. James Kotak from the Scorpions given so many chances. Yeah. And and we love the man. I adored James Kotak, one of the greatest hearts ever. But you can only give so many chances, and then you got to pull the plug, man. Yes. There's only so much help.
I mean, Klaus Meine.
Someone has to want to help themselves.
We're talking about a businessman. Klaus Meine, the singer of the Scorpions, is a businessman.
Yes, but obviously a good guy because he gave him about 3 or 4 chances.
When he was locked up.
Continue. Several startling accusations against Simmons. He wrote, "You're just an and a sex addict who's being sued by multiple women, and you're just trying to sweep it all under the carpet.
Is that Ace Frehley
you
saying
groped
that?
my wife and propositioned her in Los Angeles at the Capitol Records."
So Ace Frehley is saying that Gene Simmons propositioned his wife.
I believe that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I bet it was done tongue in cheek. I'm not a Gene Simmons defender, but who cares?
No, I would Dave because.
But who cares? So then it's up to the wife to say, "You nasty bastard."
Our sister-in-law works at LAX, and he came in the back room, blah blah blah. And he hit on both her and the other in the VIP room.
All right, continue.
Yeah,
he's got a broomstick to notch.
Continue.
Building behind my back. She was planning on pursuing a lawsuit against you, but I told her to call it off.
Okay.
Frehley ended his statement by ordering.
Pause. What sort of lawsuit would there be there that he wanted to have sex with her?
Yeah.
She's not an employee. What sort of a loss?
He had no ground to stand.
Of course. This is sour. This is sour grapes. Go.
Simmons to apologize to him, as well as demanding he be reinstated as Kiss's lead guitarist. Neither of which, unsurprisingly, came to fruition.
Right.
And while Ace Frehley now enjoys a successful career as a solo artist,
Oops. No.
I mean,
that didn't work out.
Ace plays around town. He plays
no, does not enjoy a career as a solo artist. No.
He plays a Viper Room.
See what I'm saying? This is a hit piece on Gene Simmons. So no, he does not. I wish he would. I like people to do well. Go.
Same cannot be said for the guitarist who replaced him, Vinnie Vincent, whose life was absolutely ruined after his tenure in Kiss.
Pause.
Now,
by the way, this Vinnie Vincent guy, why does he look like a woman now?
Always. No, he always has. Always
really?
has.
Yeah. Is he like a transsexual?
He's got that weird Asian
Marilyn Manson types.
Oh, okay.
He's got that weird Asian look.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Every moment Vincent was hired by the band in 1982, it was apparent that his personality did not mesh well with Gene's, to the point that he was quickly fired from Kiss after playing just a few concerts with the group. However, Kiss had already scheduled studio time to record their forthcoming 1982 album, Creatures of the Night, and were unable to find a new lead guitarist on such short notice, meaning that Vincent was reluctantly brought back into the fold. Subsequently, tensions escalated in the studio as Simmons butted heads with Vincent. Simmons would tell Guitar World, "Vinny wanted to make every solo this massive thing. Everything that Vinny did sounded like it was on crack."
By the way, I got to tell you, this is the story of almost every major band.
Of course.
Okay, continue.
It was ridiculous, and it certainly wasn't Kiss. It got to the point where we had to put our foot down. As Vincent's tenure in the band continued, frequent disputes arose regarding his position in the band as well as his salary, to the point where Vincent was once again fired from Kiss, marking the second time in 2 years the band had let him go. Vincent would spend the next few years at war with Kiss, filing multiple lawsuits against his former bandmates alleging unpaid songwriting royalties. According to Gene...
What sort of royalties were they? They didn't have a hit in the 80s, for God's sakes.
Oh, yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
None?
None. Go ahead. Continue.
Simmons, Vincent filed a total of 14 lawsuits against him, with Vinny losing every last one. This led to Vincent having to file for bankruptcy as well as sell his Kiss songwriting copyrights so that he could pay for legal damages.
Pause. So,
Not only does he get fired.
No, because but his lawsuit, he has to sell his rights in order to pay for the lawsuit against Gene.
He's an a-hole.
But he's my a-hole. I love the guy. Continue.
Vincent would then disappear from the public eye for the next 20 years. That is, until he re-emerged at the Atlanta Kiss Expo in January of 2018, after which he was invited by Simmons to make a special appearance alongside him at one of Simmons' solo events in Nashville, Tennessee. Yet just as it seemed like Vinnie Vincent was poised for a big comeback, he made the ill-advised decision to trademark the name Vinnie Vincent's Kiss. Angered at the fact that Vincent was trying to make money off the Kiss name, Simmons then threatened him with another lawsuit, bringing the rekindled friendship between the two musicians to a bitter end. Simmons would later elaborate on his feelings towards Vincent, stating, "There are people who simply cannot handle when things are starting to go their way, so they torpedo it by making stupid decisions to make sure they don't succeed."
Right.
And Vinny's a great guy, and maybe, in my view, his own worst enemy.
Vincent was predictably not included alongside the original Kiss lineup when the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, an organization that Simmons has had very public issues with over the years. The Kiss co-founder would repeatedly speak out about his frustration with rap and hip-hop artists being inducted into the Rock Hall, arguing that the likes of Run DMC and Grandmaster Flash do not belong in the institution.
Pause. And by the way, Gene is about to say it.
I agree.
I'm with him. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be different halls of fame?
Yeah, Blues Hall of Fame, Jazz Hall of Fame.
Doesn't that make sense,
absolutely,
Dave?
Of course.
Okay, continue.
Of rap group NWA's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in 2016, Simmons would again disparage the genre. He told Rolling Stone, "I am looking forward to the death of rap. I'm looking forward to music coming back to lyrics and melody instead of just talking. Those are novelty records. I don't have the cultural background to appreciate being a gangster." NWA would then defiantly respond to Simmons during their acceptance speech.
And I want to say to Mr. Gene Simmons, hip-hop is here forever. Get used to it. Get used to it. Peace.
Unfortunately, he was right.
We're supposed to be here.
Now, despite Simmons foreseeing an impending death,
but not supposed to be there.
Yeah, but they're right. Go.
For rap music, the genre only grew in commercial popularity over the following decade. Simmons would similarly claim on multiple occasions that rock and roll was dead, blaming fans for murdering the genre by illegally downloading music.
True.
Unsurprisingly, a number of rock and metal musicians took huge issue with the Kiss bassist's stance.
Pause for a second.
Twisted.
Yeah, okay. So we'll probably finish this with this. How many minutes more?
1 minute, 15 seconds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll probably finish this with Dee Snider, because I find this Dee Snider from Twisted Sister a mealy-mouthed little puss.
Yeah.
A little puss. And it makes sense. Yeah, okay, I can't name any names, but I know the company he keeps, and I know that he is big, ultra-left woke. You know, we're not going. That guy. Yeah. We're not going to take
They're horrible.
it.
They're horrible.
But he's
we're not going to take.
By the way, they never Tattoo Dave. They never did anything original. It was all covers.
Yes.
Both their hits were cover songs.
Yeah.
And nothing against him for that, except this guy, I think, is a mealy-mouthed puss. And here, case in point, go.
Sisters D. Snyder.
But I wish he just shut the hell up with this. And he doubles down on it. You know, he doubles down. And it's just, this statement of rock's dead, there are no rock stars, don't bother people, all that shit. It's just so self-serving and self-absorbed and just, you know, like, it's selfish. It's like, because it's not doing it my way, it doesn't have value. You know what I mean? So it's not the way it was when I was coming up.
You know what I mean?
Rock and roll anymore.
However, saying that rock is dead is far from the most inflammatory statement Simmons has ever made.
All right.
In 2014, the KISS co-founder faced tremendous backlash when he encouraged those with depression to themselves.
Okay, good,
he
good.
told songfacts.com.
Pause. We'll end with this one because this really hit me hard. And go.
I always call them on their bluff. I'm the guy who says jump when there's a guy on top of a building. Are you kidding? Why are you announcing it? Shut the up, have some dignity, and jump. You've got the crowd. The timing of Simmons's comments was highly insensitive.
So stop. We'll go to break now. I must tell you, talking like Gene Simmons all of a sudden,
I encourage you to jump.
I must tell you, I'm the same guy. You're up there.
You got the crowd.
You got the crowd.
Do it.
If you're really that weak a human being, do it. Jump.
Get off that ledge, my friend.
You know, do it. Reminds me of a Dirty Harry where, Callahan went up there and saved the guy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, formerly Twitter, and the greatest radio stations in the USA.
I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in this lonely hotel suite. The journey's long, and I feel so bad. I'm thinking back to the last day we had. All fades into the night. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we have each other's I'll fly home to you. I'm bending time, I'm getting back to you. Open fades into the night, and soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we are each other's destiny. I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we have each
search rated #1.
This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, the man who is always right.
I'm going to ask a question of my dear, dear buddy of many years, Billy Dilly, our HR man, and our Marine on the show, the only Marine in this 1876 Virginia City, Nevada-style bar. How did you think the verdict would come in for or against Donald Trump the other day?
I assumed the Democrats were going to do that.
Yeah, so you assumed he would lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
It was sad.
yeah.
Billy's pragmatic.
But I think that's where Joe Biden did bring America together. When he promised he would bring America together, he did.
Did you see that that nasty little smile when he was asked by the press about is Trump in political prison? And he gave that nasty, weird friggin' smile. I can wait. I can
wish
wait.
they'd cancel it.
You know, me too, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Joe's going to tag him and say, "Oh yeah, you're a felon."
That's what Matt said earlier.
Yeah, of course, and
Billy
nobody
wasn't here.
Sorry, I
and
didn't
nobody cares, and that is when Donald Trump should be hiding his bling and be ready to take it out of his shirt with a big watch and all that metal, and then put in what do you call those on the grill on his teeth?
Yeah, with a diamond.
And he said, and he should do that. He should say, yo, yo, yo. He should say, yo, 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 what's my mother effing name? It's Trump, your next president.
Yeah.
Would that not be the fait accompli?
Or just hold up a picture for you with jail bars on it.
No. Would that not be the fait accompli? Would that not be the win? I mean, right, Dave?
Yeah,
would that not?
It would be. Yeah, we said it last week or 2 weeks ago.
How smart is that, man? James Woods sounds off after the Trump verdict. He says, simply ridiculous. Actor James Woods, who I smoked a cigar with as he was smoking a cigarette.
Well, Matt, the story is we were at not the Tiki Tea, but one of those places.
Yeah.
And
one of those tropical joints.
Right.
No longer. There's only like one in existence in Florida.
Trader
Joe's.
Trader Vic's.
Trader Vic's.
So Trader Vic's. So Matt and I were in there, and James is at the bar with us. And Matt goes, "Hey, James, you promised me you're going to do my show a long time ago, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And he goes, "I don't make promises, but, he's kind of being a little..."
Oh, he's an arrogant
then he's outside, and he asked me for a light.
But he's smart. Yeah.
And we were, we had a cigarette together, and, I liked him right off the bat. I really did.
I've never hated the guy. I've never, because arrogance does not get in the way of my passion for someone. He says the Democrats overplayed their hand on this one. Had the jury, and this is so smart, as I thought the same damn thing. Had the jury been given clear instructions and returned a guilty verdict on a few counts, it would have been more authentic. This was simply ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, it was so in your face.
It was already done.
I mean,
34, all of them.
But Dave, it was perfection because it had to be 34, and it's a win for us and America. There was no gray area there. We didn't have anyone like hanging out and saying, well, this count. No, it was just so done and it was so blatant. And that's what James Woods is saying here. He says, aside from James Woods, other right-leaning celebrities, and there are only a few who go on record, also weighed in on the verdict, voicing their disapproval. What a joke our judicial system has become. And this is the part that hurts me, because it's a joke now. I always thought that we had, in the world, the greatest judicial system on the planet. I'm talking like Biden now, like I have dentures.
Judicial system.
Yeah. I just said someone should take that, capture that, and put it into a Biden speech. What a joke our judicial system has become under this administration. History will judge this era harshly, said former Lois and Clark star Dean Cain, who, by the way, good guy.
Really good guy.
Here, I'm gonna name drop. I'm gonna pick it up right now. I'm picking it up. Met him at Kelsey Grammer's house. Oh, that's another pickup, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kelsey Grammer's
You
house.
better get a broom
in, in Malibu.
Yeah.
And what a good guy. What a good guy. Actor Michael Rappaport.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Canceled.
I'm sorry, but now I'm going for Trump. Sorry.
Actor Michael Rappaport, the sorry guy.
Sorry.
Who has been leaning toward Trump due to the growing anti-Semitism on the political left, also said he believes the former president will win the election come November. I'm predicting that Trump will win the election 2024 and just bet money on it. How about that?
Yeah.
Michael, sorry. Rappaport.
I'm sorry.
I'm predicting that Trump will win the election. Likewise, Rob Schneider said Trump had been found guilty by biased Democrats.
Yeah. Old Bobby is a good
duh. And just like that, a former president of the United States has been hounded and found guilty by biased Democrats. Now the Republicans will have to retaliate against Democrats when they regain power. See, that's something I wouldn't say. I would just that would be my quiet voice.
Right. Let it sit.
That would just be my quiet voice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that I see as the right thing to do, but I don't think I'd be bandying that about. I appeal to all Americans to refrain from violence. Wait, was that Rob Schneider who said that? Well, okay, that's good. Left-leaning celebrities who are triumphant following the verdict. Convicted felon Donald Trump is blaming the judge, the jury, and New York for being found guilty on 34 counts. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right.
Cut and dry.
He will never accept accountability for his crimes because there weren't any crimes. It's a non-disclosure, period. It ain't hush money. It's a non-disclosure agreement that everyone and anyone in showbiz and in corporations understand completely. Americans must be not allow this felon to be anywhere near the White House. That was Barbara Streisand.
Of course.
Who goes on to say, thank you for saying that. It was awful, and he is awful. Tears of joy from Babs, sitting right over there. If you're watching us on YouTube, I'm pointing over there, Malibu.
Oh,
it's right over there.
She owns Malibu.
About 20 miles. Stay there.
We don't like Malibu anymore. Stay there, bitch.
Yeah.
You big-nosed bitch.
Yeah. As my father has said since we were children, if we only had Barbara Streisand's nose full of quarters,
we'd be rich.
We'd be rich. We would be rich. Kathy Griffin simply says guilty and still an a-hole, or I don't know what Kathy.
She's such a dumbass.
Oh, she is a dumb. She is a perfect way to describe Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Rob Reiner.
Boy.
He's the one
What do you
who
think he
said
said?
go.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know.
only imagine.
I don't know. My printer would only work half-assed today. The big question now will be whether or not the conviction will be enough to shift momentum away from former President Trump in Biden's favor. Well, no.
Guess what? Reverse that.
Right.
Strike that. Reverse that.
Yeah. And by the way, Billy, you're right to laugh. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Okay. See, you got a Karl Rove in the mix. Now, he's an establishment Republican. I will tell you one thing right now. I am not. I'm not a Bush guy. I am not that guy. I continue to dislike the majority of Republicans because they're pussies and they don't want this upheaval.
They're afraid to lose their jobs.
They better stand up.
Caused by Trump because he doesn't give an F about these friggin' classic Republicans. He gives an S about you, the American people, and doing the right thing. You think he needed this? Did he need this crap? Okay, the answer from a Bill Maher or someone who would be sitting here right now, they'd say, his ego. It's his ego. Yes, big ego. And with that ego, he loves Americans. He wants America to be America because it ain't right now.
That's what America wants.
It ain't. So this Karl Rove, who has been so critical of Trump in the past, said on Fox News a couple days ago that a guilty verdict could potentially cost Trump key swing voters in crucial states such as Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and as I was about to say, Mexico, because I think they're now allowed to vote.
You said one of our states. I think Mexico is one of our states.
If Biden has his way, all of these illegal aliens will be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Part of the plan. And you watch it. So it's up to these Republicans to do the right thing and not allow this to happen this time. If he is found guilty, let's not underestimate that there is a problem, said Karl Rove. Caitlyn Jenner blasts the Donald Trump guilty verdict. I would have voted for that broad guy,
Yes.
whatever the hell, whatever.
Chick.
Yeah. Oh man, I would have voted for that man as our governor of California. Well, because he's a pragmatist, and so whatever he does aside from doing the right thing for Californians. You know, if he wants to, I don't know what he does for the LGBTQ EIEIO community. I mean, what more? What do they need?
He doesn't
they
even
don't need protection.
He doesn't even like them. So,
well, he does. I don't think he likes squeaky wheel. Of course, he became the squeaky wheel by changing his sex.
So, Matt, hold on a second. Don't we have the most wonderful governor in office right now, Gavin? Oh, anyway.
Caitlyn Jenner blasts Donald Trump guilty verdict, persecuted by corrupt state of New York and compromised DOJ. 100% correct.
Yeah.
You dress wearing whatever the heck you are.
Boy.
Yeah.
Good tennis player.
Olympic gold medalist. And he wasn't he a reality TV megastar?
Yeah, great
this
baseball
guy?
player. Yeah, it was the Kardashians thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie's daughter Shiloh, is dropping Pitt from her last name.
So's the other one.
Who?
The other daughter. I can't remember her name. She's too young yet, but is also doing it.
Shiloh, when you were young. I love that Neil Diamond. And by the way, the fact that he's ailing pisses me off beyond belief. Oh man,
we know he's percussionist for 50 years.
Nothing not to love about the great Neil Diamond. Shiloh, when you
he wrote some of the most brilliant songs.
Yeah, pure brilliance
for a lot of people.
And I was blessed by being able to see that man on stage at the Fabulous Forum here in Los Angeles.
Awesome, man.
About 8 years ago. You know, before this...
He did the mic drop.
This death knell.
Yeah.
But God bless him, man. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have a daughter named Shiloh. When you were young. Reportedly plans on dropping Pitt from her last name now that she's 18 years old. I don't know how heavy this weighs on a Brad Pitt, but I love my daughter. I love my daughter dearly.
Yeah.
If she decided to do that, I'd be pissed at first.
Me too.
But you know, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You know, do what you have to do. And this Emily Rakowski, remember, she is the hot chick from that video with what's his name's son who lived in Toluca Lake. I knew Thicke. Alan Thicke.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I knew Alan Thicke for a gazillion years.
Sure.
Because we both had the same woman.
Right.
Isn't that weird what brings people together?
He did our show at Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yeah, but good guy. You know, he's always a good guy and died way too young. But his son did that song, the Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines.
Great friggin' song.
Hot chicks.
Well, she was the
main one.
Chick, the main chick in that.
Hot as hell.
So gorgeous. Well,
creamy.
She celebrated the Trump trial by parading around New York in a Stormy Daniels T-shirt for all the paparazzi in the photograph.
You mean Stormy De Niro?
Yeah. Well, that's the new name out there, man.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, that little Stormy Daniels bitch, go to hell. Just go to hell.
Why was she even in the court?
But P.S.
We don't know.
That was the question. There was no reason for her to be there except to smear Donald Trump.
That's all.
That's all that was. And finally here, Jason Aldean, a good man, slams the Trump verdict. If there was ever a time to speak up, it's now.
Yeah.
He's publicly slammed Thursday's guilty verdict in former President Donald Trump New York trial, saying These are scary times in our country right now.
America.
100% spot on, Jason Aldean. What a good man. I guess I have another second here. So I will tell you, Kathleen Kennedy pre-blames the next possible Star Wars flop on male fans. Pre-blames the next possible Star Wars flop. Disney's Lucasfilm's princess, Kathleen Kennedy, appears to already be blaming her next Star Wars flop on male Star Wars fans. It's that damn toxic masculinity. So it has nothing to do with the creative process at the studios and your decisions to rip the huevos from men in Star Wars, right? It's got to be the men. You got to blame somebody. We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and the finest radio stations.
God bless America.
Now we return to Outlaw Radio's Demons of Decadence.
Yeah. Toby Keith, God bless you, man. Good American, man.
We got winners.
We got losers. High steppers and bluesers. We got Robert Evans.
We got
$1 Million Baby. The longest yard and cannonball run with Burt Reynolds. Oh, ho, ho, ho. How ready? God bless you, bud. 94 years old and created Hogan's Heroes. He produced The Godfather. And I recommend this show. And I don't have a dog in the fight here. You know, it'd be nice if I made 10 cents per view or whatever, but I don't. I'm telling you this from my heart because this is a brilliant series. It's 10, I think, 1-hour episodes. And it is pure brilliance. It's called The Offer. It's about the making of the classic, and it's not even a gangster movie. And you'll see that you know that it's about a family. Yeah. It's about any family, and it was so important to Coppola to do that kitchen scene that they had to build the kitchen for the movie. And they were dealing with a limited budget for The Godfather. It was limited, but he knew how important it was that the gangsters were in that kitchen making the sauce.
Right.
And this is now you got to put this in the thing.
Get the gravy going.
You got to do it this way.
The garlic and the razor blade.
No,
that was good.
I know.
Yeah,
He's stupid.
It was a joke.
But
That was in lasagna.
Don't ever confuse those two movies.
So dig this. Listen, I'm not asking you where to put your money. Send it to us. Send us cheese and sausage.
Oh, we're almost out again.
Okay, we're almost out
Almost?
again. So
Yeah.
So please take care of business there. But the show is called The Offer. There are 10 of them. And I'm telling you,
is it Netflix, Matt? Where did you stream it?
No, through
Amazon.
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll find it.
I'll find it.
You
I'm gonna
gotta pay.
look.
You gotta pay for the damn thing.
Oh, you do?
Oh, you do.
How much? $5? What is it?
Even if you have Amazon Prime, you have to pay for it?
Yeah, it's
these guys are.
But it's brilliant, and it's and I just love the characters in this movie. Whoever cast this, they were so spot on. This Robert Evans character, you instantly like, and boy, can I identify with this dude. Except for the passing out in his house, and he went away for like days. They couldn't find him. They still brought him back. That's what a genius Robert Evans was.
Right.
So anyway, check it out. And what else do I want? I do want to leave you with this. The Apprentice producer Bill Pruitt admits he can never prove Donald Trump N-word tape exists. You talk about these Hail Marys that they're throwing out. Anything that will stick, that'll keep this president from becoming president again, Donald Trump. And the Democrats will do, and I promise you, will do anything. And I would say not short of anything on the planet. The Apprentice producer Bill Pruitt admitted that show tapes that allegedly captured Donald Trump using the N-word never ever can be found.
Folklore.
Because but this AI stuff, they can do anything to sound like him. So it's another scam-a-lama ding-dong. You, my friends, will do the right thing because you love America. And you know,
America.
Yes, and you know what that right thing is. Billy Dilly, I'm glad you were here on the show today. My good Marine, my lover of the United States of America, my brother Mart.
Vote for Trump.
Yeah, well, we're a few months out. How about support
God
him?
bless
And
Trump.
how about do the thing that isn't easy? Wear your Trump hat into a grocery store. I've decided to do just that.
Everywhere I go.
I have decided to do just that.
My flags on my scooter says Trump.
From here on out, no holds barred, man. This hat I'm wearing into grocery stores.
Gloves are off, baby.
Yes. Tattoo Dave, thank you, bud.
Thank you.
My brother Mart. I will continue to be Magic Matt on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. You have to type it in just like that to find us on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, formerly Twitter. Milt Larson, I love you, buddy. Mom and Dad, I love you, buddies. Don't forget, bumblebees can't fly.
The jump is done.